Lazarus is in fact in.
No, no.
Exclamation point, blame flanker.
Okay, I'm actually kind of glad this grandson of mine died of cancer, because he's craven and shy. Those are awful.
There goes Cookie switching from War Crime Simulator to other War Crime Simulator.
DK3 is not a war crime simulator. You're thinking Stellaris.
Medieval War Crimes, and then no, he's gonna play both at the same time.
Oh, we're on the way.
Oh, wow. That was a quick
Yeah,
start.
we were underway pretty quickly.
I need to
How
switch
are-
you off of that because I do not want to. Wait,
How
why
are
am I
you
trying to
today?
assassinate someone?
Sir Noble Flanker. I think someone asked that guy to specifically be assassinated. I think that was Laz, who asked.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It just got revealed too.
I'm surprised I remembered that.
Oh my god! Why do I have over 10,000 gold?
Give it to me if you want.
Because someone was not spending it fast enough.
Not
And also
giving
making
it
money
to
as
you.
an assassin for hire.
You don't need to assassinate people to make money. I think that sounds really violent. Just have to. Or Egypt got that part. Ugh.
Hello,
Activity.
Monsieur Bank.
Okay, and now I will run the grand wedding. Once whoever that is accepts, yep. Grand wedding.
How goes this fantabulous day? Good sir.
Not terribly. Other than I am currently double my domain limit, and I can't find where my additional domain is.
If you bring down the drop down menu, you can find them. Not the tab menu, the other the.
There we go.
Okay,
Right.
grand wedding. And my son.
Right.
Everywhere.
Let's join that, I guess. Why not?
Oh yeah, I forgot to set my invitations to everybody in the world.
Fine. Just yeah.
By the way, weekly complaint of I can't tear buildings away from my clergy to make them build better buildings.
Yep.
Why have I been on Divine Right this whole time? Windmills, please. I want to get Notre Dame.
There we go.
And how have you been enjoying the world's most popular game, Flanker?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it peaked in the streams, but you're really good at picking times where I'm busy to stream it.
What's
mean,
the
to be
most
fair, there
popular game?
There's a whole playlist of videos on demand now, 4 or 5. 4?
Yeah,
4.
But how can I actively
I
poke fun at you if it's just a video?
Well, that's why the Discord's there. You can poke fun at me 24/7 on Discord.
I watched the Lethal Company stream recently. It was I think I did a really good job of it. My parents say I would be good as a streamer.
Let's give it a go.
Just have to work on Well, I have to finish school. I have to focus on finishing school for now, and I don't have the hardware for it.
No reason. Visitor says, "Don't worry, Hobo. I had your back. I took care of making fun of Flanker and Russ."
Well, Russ didn't do anything wrong. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, but
dog
he's
going
just
to
collateral
war.
damage. That's
Not like I did anything. Oh my.
Although I will say, I do appreciate the young flanker look on Flanker's Power World character, because the reason why I say young flanker, there's not enough white hairs in that beard.
it's just berries rubbed in there to give the appearance of a youthful, full ginger.
I thought that was just because you were drunk.
So 6 more months until this grand wedding starts.
I'll be there.
Good.
No, the only thing more amusing than what is currently the world's most popular game is the many attempted complaints around the world's most popular game.
By no means a perfect game,
I don't.
but they have some.
I don't
decent
like that as
interesting-
war crime. That you can that you can force such cute sentient animals to do hard labor. I don't like it at all.
Apparently, there was someone who liked it so little that they decided to edit models to make them look like they were closer one to one Pokemon models and spread them around the
and were
internet.
instantly shut down and sued.
No. That's a different person. There was someone on Twitter who edited the models in Pal World to look
Right.
closer to Pokemon models, so that way he could say, "Oh, look, the Pal World developers stole these assets." And then
Oh,
a
that
couple
guy.
days later, he admitted that he only did it because he hated that he actually edited the models because he hated that Pal World endorsed animal cruelty, quote unquote.
Cool. Like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, is cockfighting Pikachu's
Oh, the
different?
difference. The main difference is that Pokemon are significantly less sentient than the creatures in Pal World seem to be.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, the
That is
difference
the
is that
most
Pokemon
ridiculous argument
Pokemon
I've heard.
uses like more. It kind of blunts a lot of the implications of what it does through like presentation. And
I
don't-
would
and
suggest
from a-
that is the reason that Pal World have not been sued, because Nintendo are in a very sticky situation.
Nintendo made one of the biggest non-answers that they could recently.
Well,
let me
the
see.
Pokemon Company have said they're actively investigating now.
Yeah. That.
Oh,
But what are they investigating? Like, I don't understand
Uh,
any of the.
No, so here's the problem that Pokemon Company have,
Yeah.
and why I wouldn't sue. They're a legally distinct character. There's a lot of the Top gathering,
That's
go
by the way.
fight.
It's a
What's Nintendo going to claim? Sure, collecting animals is a thing. Are you going after Slime Rancher?
Are they going
Yeah,
after Digimon?
you can't own that.
So
no. That's there's plenty
the
of other
Pokemon
companies
doesn't
that.
have any of the gameplay elements, barring the capturing of the animals. There's currently not even PvP combat in the game.
A
There
lot
will
of
be.
people were going after similar designs, anything
Sure.
from
Have you
the-
seen
oh,
Pokemon
like-
similar designs to Pokemon with completely separate
yeah, no,
Pokemon?
absolutely.
I know. I am agreeing with you, Flaker. I'm just saying people were going after similar designs, like I don't remember the name of it, but like the grassland running a two-legged Pokemon that looks similar to Cinderace because they're both rabbits and they both have shorts on their character.
Yeah,
I
like,
did not get that.
there are only so many
The
ways
shape one, I get that.
that you can draw a cartoon in that style of an existing animal.
Some of this sounds like quite Kimber-like, if that makes sense. If you do you see like the big what's like YMS on YouTube? Like he actually went into like the whole Kimber thing, and have any of you seen that?
No.
Okay, his whole point is that there's like a set amount of animals that you know in Africa, and destroying a mandrill or whatever doesn't mean you are copying up the Lion King. It's a lot of really
Yeah.
obvious things that people are missing when it comes to like character design and what actually entails copyright infringement or
Also,
whatever.
like, would you want to be Nintendo's lawyers in court explaining that the reason that you're suing is because this game that has slave labor and fighting and guns in it is meaningfully the same thing as your game?
I haven't followed the discourse enough to actually
No.
understand that a suit would even be meaningfully on.
And if they lost the suit,
like,
To be
why
they
would they
would
sue?
open
I
the
don't
door.
understand. Like, yeah, why would they sue? I actually don't understand. Why would
Well,
Because
they haven't
they
sued
haven't said
yet.
they
They're
Money.
in. They're in. They
Okay.
in their statement. They didn't even name Pal World. They just said there's a game that's been released this month that we're investigating, which is why I said
Okay.
before it's such a non-answer, because the internet
Yeah.
has been so up in arms about it, posting real
Right.
similarities and fake edited
For
models
sake, would you
that
stop
it's
bringing up with stupid pop-ups every time I try and split my army? I'm gonna lose this battle for the third time in a row.
So
and
there are a couple designs that I think are very, very, very similar to the Pokemon designs.
Sure.
Namely, I don't know what this monster is, but it looks almost exactly like Luxray.
Okay. Are they enough?
But
Does it cause Nintendo harm?
No.
Right, there you go.
I
There's
will
no
say,
lawsuit.
If it was like 1 year after Pokemon Red came out, for example,
Nope. Still wouldn't make any
then-
difference. Is that the same game?
because
Are the same
because the
gameplay
catching
mechanics?
mechanic. No, it'll be because the catching mechanic was new back then.
No.
But at this
Wasn't
point,
the-
no,
The catching mechanic has been around in games for years and years and years in animal collection games. Pokemon was not the first.
I still distinctly remember a similar but lesser, because it wasn't as popular, wave in this exact manner about this little game called Temtem, which was a game that released just like 2 years after Sword and Shield that had graphics similar to Sword and Shield, and it was a Spanish-made creature catching game. And they tried really hard to differentiate their designs from not looking similar to Pokemon, and people still ragged on them for being like Pokemon.
Pokemon's
Yeah,
fan base isn't
it's like how people always say it's a Souls-like. No, it's its own game. It's not taking from Souls. It's just taking from the same thing that Souls is taking from.
Yeah, it's like
Often the case.
the thing is there are so many people that have zero idea about IP that want to weigh in and like, oh yeah, well that will definitely like, what are they going to get out of it? Like the best case scenario for Nintendo. Interesting.
I think
my
the
lord
only
said-
reason
Yeah.
I think the only reason they said that they're investigating it is to appease their fan base, so that way they can
it's
hope
not.
it just kind
It's
of blows
because
over.
they want to leave their legal options open, like genuinely.
So there's like IP law in regards to protecting individual character designs and stuff, but like Luxray is not as protected as Pikachu.
Absolutely, yeah. If they had put a Pikachu with like, say, differently
A hat
colored,
on, I don't know.
differently
Yeah.
colored ears or something, then we could talk. But Luxray, it's a whole evolutionary line, and I don't
Did I
think
just-
that Power World has the same like evolutionary line with every step.
Yeah,
there's a
there isn't
couple of
even
distinctive
evolution.
Well,
features.
it's,
in the game.
well, even like just like individual like
and-
the designs that are very close to that. I'm not sure that's something that's.
And there are a couple of distinctive features of Luxray that signify that it's an electric type, which this Power World thing doesn't have.
It definitely has distinctive features. I mean, there is a small cute animal that's electric that has a lightning bolt tail, except it's a cat that its whiskers are lightning bolts, and it's colored a lot with
Oh my
black
God,
and
that's
yellow.
what they haven't done in Pokemon. I can't
It's
believe
also-
they've never done an electric cat in Pokemon.
Also, Flanker, I'm sorry I interrupted you with my
no
own
worries.
like tiny thing. Yeah, and now interrupting someone else to say that. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
It's all your fault. The bank needs to pay.
But most of the time, when the internet think that something
Okay.
is plagiarizing another thing, it's actually that they're both based on the same thing.
I wish
old tale or something.
I wish real banks were that easy. Like, hey, give me money. Oh, okay.
Okay, I need to gain a bit more stress.
I like how
Because
because
I don't know.
Oscar says
Because
basically
egg-
Pokemon fans are upset and secretly want Nintendo to do something. Nintendo currently has nothing to act on, wants people to be quiet again, but doesn't want to discount the possibility. Has to be known to Power World isn't actually new. It's been known for 3 years, and those 3 years Nintendo has not seen fit to tell the devs to cease and desist. Also, would have
That's
had
the other
difficulty
thing.
doing it. Like, the reality is that the way IP law tends to work varies from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Is that if you feel a breach has been committed that causes you material harm or is likely to mislead the consumer or breaches your trademark, like having a game that has same mechanics doesn't
Definitely
count.
say yes.
There are
Yeah,
plenty of
and-
battle royales, but you do have to defend your trademark. So,
Can we pause very quickly?
Sure.
I have somehow had 20 titles I need to figure out.
There you go, I've paused it. Sorry, I thought you were going to.
Thank you.
But the reality is that the Pokemon company, not Nintendo, will absolutely say they're investigating and looking at it because they need, if they did decide to take action, to be able to say, oh, we were completely surprised by this game that's been around for 3 years in development that we haven't sued about. Now it's come out, we see some very striking differences. And the reason we didn't say more in public, outside of a very generic line that we were investigating, is we respect the legal system too much and wouldn't possibly want to comment out of court. But now we have finally decided to do something. And I think Nintendo also have to have a strategy as to what they're going to do. And what do they want the outcomes to be? The game's not going to go away. And unfortunately for Nintendo, it's sold 6 million copies now. So
7.
the 7, there you go. Well, that's enough of a legal fund that there will be some very good lawyers, and those very good lawyers will spend a lot of time pointing out all of the very distinct differences, that evolution doesn't exist, that capturing exists. They'll point to Slime Rancher and ask why Nintendo didn't sue them. They'll point to Ark and suggest that Nintendo should sue them as well because they have the same building mechanics. Like, don't get me wrong, the devs have walked a line. But also, I think this is a lesson for Nintendo that players wanted a collectible survival game. They've wanted it for a very long time. Nintendo hasn't delivered it. That's on them. If I were Nintendo, I would want to quietly acquire the company in the background and do it through a holding company, because they don't want to have it directly because their brand is too family friendly. But if they bought the company, changed over some of the mechanics to theirs, and then flipped it out as a Pokemon game, that could coexist. And then if they ever did want to sue someone else, they'd say, well, of course we haven't sued them because we acquired them. They're part of the Nintendo group of companies. But they don't want it to be, they can't acquire it directly because that damages their family-friendly image. And they don't want to go to court and have the loud discussions because what they want, like, it's comic how badly it would go for Nintendo because it will damage their brand really badly. And the best kind of scenario is they damage their brand and win and issue a cease and desist. The developers come out with some different looking characters, apologize profusely. You can't demonstrate that harm has been done to the brand or it's likely to cause confusion. They're not going to get a huge finding against them. They'll get legal fees and the game will still be out there. Like, there is no real upsides to that. And also, you really don't want Nintendo's lawyers in court having to explain how your game isn't an enslaving game about factories. No, it's a cockfighting game with cute animals beating the living crap out of each other and 12-year-olds wandering around a world on their own with no parental supervision. It's a very different game.
We can unpause now, by the way. This one's.
I will also note two other important things. In an interview before the game even released, the CEO said that he went through and passed all of the legal hurdles necessary to even get the game out to market, including the potential copyright infringement things. Now, we could be lying out as Paducas, but
like, also that frankly is a meaningless statement.
Yeah.
Like, that means he went to an IP lawyer and said, "Does this look good to you? And here's some money." And they went, sure. Like, it's not straightforward on either side, but I would suggest that if Nintendo sued Pal World, it would be a very, very bad day for them. They would just be infinitely better, and it will be expensive. Doing what I mean, like, they owned. I think they've sold it now. Let me check. Google buy all of that from them. They own Niantic, who were making games which is what the Pokemon mobile game is based on. Yeah, there you go. Restructured under Google. The Niantic does war games. Like, the basis, I can't remember what it's called now, but their first game was a war game on mobile that then Pokemon built on top of. Or they built a Pokemon game on top of. So it's currently an independent private company. In Series C, they've got a private value of $3.7 billion. So, Nintendo, I believe, had a stake in that, or certainly was getting licensing from Niantic. Also, Nintendo have owned Love Hotels, like, and the uncomfortable premise behind Pokemon. You don't want to look at it too closely. They either need to skip it completely or figure out exactly what they want out of a lawsuit.
But that's actually one of the reasons why I don't want to play Pal World and don't even want to watch it. Because the pals look and feel like companions from what I've seen, whereas
nope, they look nothing like
with Pokemon.
That is
from what I've seen, looking like me looking.
Okay, I mean,
not like they physically look like companions. When I look at it, I feel like they're companions.
And
they
Pikachu that was put in a
companions.
cockfighting ring wasn't a companion.
In the anime, he is, but
Right.
in the games, they are not companions.
In the game,
they are pets.
I would say in Pal World, they are not companions in the slightest.
You're not trying to be friendly with Pal.
No,
Pals
you really
in
aren't.
the game
That's
at all.
kind of the irony.
You're literally putting pretty much putting them, every single one to
beat
work.
them with a stick at the earliest point, and then trap
shoot
them
with a bow.
Well, how else are you supposed
then
to weaken
force them
to
into a
capture them
factory?
if you don't have one yet?
Technically, you could use your Pal to weaken it.
Yeah, but how do you do that if you don't have one yet? You just beat them over
beat
the
it with a
head.
stick.
You beat it
Well,
with
you're
a
not
stick.
listening.
Yeah, you don't have to have a pal to get a pal. Like, There
And
is
if you're hungry,
there is
you
no
just carve
element
one
of
up.
it that they are pretending that this is a great friend to the pals. You
Yeah,
are.
and I think that's very interesting. That's something I want to deal with.
Oh, that's cool. But you're gonna have the same rough time as Nintendo's lawyers trying to defend that Nintendo's cockfighting simulator with Pikachu is any more morally corrupt than Pal Worlds, which they are fully embracing. And I'm not a huge advocate for either game. We're running a Pal World simulator. I've never been into Pokemon. I am the wrong age group. It passed me by completely.
Mm.
Well, yeah, when you were young, things were still evolving.
Competitive Pokemon.
Sure.
Competitive Pokemon is actually very, very interesting as well.
Yeah, like Magic the Gathering and other card games. Like, as long as you don't look at the premise too hard, you're fine. Like,
the premise of Magic the Gathering, there is actually a premise, by the way. There is like lore and all that. And
I know.
apparently it's a good story. Just never gone into it.
Yeah, I know it exists. It's just like
The other thing that I did want to note real quick, both words. Pocket Pair, the maker of Pal World, is also Japanese, so if there was going to be any kind of court thing, it would be in the Japanese court, which, if I recall, I obviously don't know the details because I'm not exactly familiar on Japanese specific copyright law, but it would likely be done with theirs rather than a Western model.
Yeah, it's really.
I don't know
yeah.
how different that would be.
unfortunately, copyright law is not that specific. They could literally like court shop anywhere in the world, but it will only apply to that jurisdiction. So if Power World's biggest single market is Japan, sure, sue them in Japan. But they could also concurrently. Sorry.
Power World's development was based in Japan. Well, the company is based in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
it's not even international law.
Yeah, sorry. The point I was making was that it doesn't matter where they're based because they're retailing globally. You can court shop, jurisdiction shop, and you could sue them in every jurisdiction if you're going to sue them. You don't have to sue where they're based because they are doing business in all of the countries. Therefore, if you have IP that is protected in particular jurisdictions, because trademarks and patents aren't patents similar but different, but trademark and copyright are not I trademarked it in the US, so I can sue anyone anywhere. Nope. You have to go into each individual market and do the same deal. So you
or
could
do it through the international court.
No. What international court?
They don't do a copyright, do they?
No.
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yeah, absolutely they do. What are you talking about? Of course they do. They have
What-
done in the past as well.
Okay. I presume
Do you-
international.
Which international court are you talking about?
Yeah, it's kind of the thing.
I don't remember what it's called. There's one. There's an international court. It's one of the economic ones. I think.
Like the US Court of International Trade. There's the World, the WTO.
Maybe that one. That sounds. That sounds familiar.
But yeah, no one's going
I
to the
don't know.
WTO unless, like. Also, have you seen how long a case takes to get through?
No, I have not.
We'd have a look.
Don't think it's important enough to me.
That's fair. That's
Somewhere between 1 day and 100 years.
But yeah, actually, like a bit surprised that. So I've seen like a video of Pal World and then thought, it's not me, and not really. But I didn't didn't expect to be this much.
Controversy.
Yeah, like
Honestly,
at
I
least
don't think
legal
there's that
controversy
much
about
controversy. I think that there are and this is why you shouldn't be fanboys for anything. Like, there are groups out there that wish that this was a Nintendo game, or feel it's too close to a game they love, and are taking up vast amounts of internet space, complaining about it. Like, it's not really that controversial. No one's died. No one's been ripped off. No source code was taken. Like, the Nintendo company is just a-okay. They're not going to go bust because someone bought out a game that had an element or two of one of their IPs. Like, I don't understand it.
People
I
just
wanted it
like
to be a
complaining.
Nintendo game, though.
Like,
Sorry?
to me,
Sorry, Ryan, I didn't hear what you said, so...
I just wanted it to be a Nintendo game.
Yep.
And
I
them
think
not
that's
to
the
focus
reality for
on
most
the-
people, is they wanted a collectible survival Nintendo
Yeah.
game. And instead they get the repeated type of releases that Nintendo are putting out of Pokemon, because they're a safe bet. And that's okay. Like, it's a good business decision for them. That's the decision
I'm just
they've
happy
taken.
there's like literally any game that's collected, like Monster Collector right now. That's not one. That's I because I really like the concept, and Pokemon has been so dominating in it for so long, and most competing things have not been that great.
Yeah, Temtem was good when it released because it's comparable. But from what I hear, it's not as great. I mean, even recently, even if you look at the Steam reviews, it's mixed, and apparently they put more focus in the whole trying to get your money rather than making in-game content shtick, which, if I ever...
I think what you mean is surviving as a studio versus going bust, Nick.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I just...
there you go.
After
And
4
this is
years
why
of
games can't
development,
have
I
nice
suppose
things.
it's in that. After 4 years of development, with active, constant servers, I suppose it's inevitable. But
yeah. Like, my server bill, I run a development organization. My server bill every month is in the thousands of dollars. Our little community servers is in the hundreds of dollars every month. Like, they don't run on fairy dust. So if you want an ongoing, like, your choice is they shut down online services, a la Ubisoft, and you lose the experience, or they hope their player base, they can create content their player base will enjoy, or they charge subscription. Like, that's your choices for online games. Because
yeah, I think the shtick that I saw, at least from brief reviews, is that they put far more focus into that rather than continuing to develop the game, which was what a lot of companies do, for better or worse. So it's...
Well, yeah, because they have to, because developers want to keep getting paid. Even if you took the servers out of it, a developer's salary in the gaming industry is anywhere from, on the low side, $80,000 a year to $400,000 per developer. Now, most of them are at the lower end, but...
I'm not begrudging them specifically for putting that kind of thing. It was more the amount of that versus actual development of further things within the game, I think, is what I read about that.
I mean, what I would say is the likelihood is that they are, unless they can prove a business model, because the big thing that's going to happen over the next few years is a lot of developers are going to disappear. We have just been through, and we're probably on the tail end of a golden age of gaming right now, because organizations like SoftBank had more money than they could usefully deploy, and organizations like there have been several very large Chinese organizations that are also been trying to deploy a lot of investment to grow market share in the Western markets, so they could get themselves to a position of sustainability in their eyes. A lot of the investors in those firms are now looking for profits versus just getting big. And the interest rate rises have meant that money's really expensive again. So actually, if you were borrowing money to put it in, if you're paying nothing as an interest rate, then yeah, sure, just keep buying development studios. You don't have to make them make that much. As soon as you're starting to pay 6, 7, 8% on your interest rates, yeah, you have to really, you want to pay down debt as far as possible and only go for the winners. That's why you're going to see you've already seen loads of developer cuts in studios. You can see loads of game projects just get canned if there isn't an end date in sight, which will be an interesting time over the next few years. But yeah, it's going to be a rough old time out there to be an indie dev. Well, it's always been a rough old time to be an indie dev, even the time of lots of money hanging around, because average independent game makes between $16,000 and $20,000. The average developer salary is $60,000 to $400,000, so they can spend exactly 4 months of one man on a game that is going to sell that much in a year. Anything past that, they're just throwing money down the toilet. And as soon as a developer stops developing a game, even if it's a finished, little game, typically gamers will jump up and down about how, they've just skipped out on the game. Oh, it's terrible. They should have dedicated 5 years of their life to play this game that I quite like. I don't want to spend any more money. No in-game items. I can't believe you're trying to monetize your product that you put money into to pay rent and bills. So can't you pay them with appreciation?
Games as a service has been detrimental for the future of gaming.
Sure. So's people not buying games.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a
There
lot of
was
gamers expect a game to have multiple years of development because there's been so many games that have been games as a service. We're developing it for years, constantly putting out updates and blah blah blah. So now they kind of expect it for everything. Even
Yeah,
but if
one,
you look at
one
those
dude
games,
in his office developing it in his spare time.
The challenge is that if you look at those games that have done that, they've all had to go down a monetization route. One, you've really only got 3 or 4. One is DLC. So I think Paradox is the gold standard of that. They support games for the long term. You get free updates that come out at the same time as paid DLC does. The paid DLC is the reason you get the free updates. No one's buying a copy of a 7-year-old game for $7.50, and that's funding a studio. I hate to break it to anyone that thinks that's how it works. It is the DLC that funds it, and also they split out content into DLCs because otherwise they would never be made. When people, it was in the last one. Well, no shit. I had to break it to you. There was a lot of things that were in the last one, and they're building on a new engine. They need to do new tweaks. They need to work out how it works with the new systems they've put in place, and it takes thousands of man hours to do that stuff. So they're going to have to split it out into individual DLCs. The other way of doing it is some sort of ongoing subscription. There's only 1 or 2 companies that have managed to make that work. You can also do season passes, which is kind of somewhere between the two. You release some new content, release a little bit of extra stuff, make a few changes, a la COD, and people will buy the season pass. Or you're doing cosmetics, or you're doing loot crates. And loot crates need to go burn and die. I have no sympathy for them. They're gambling mechanics. But all of the others are legitimate business models. Because what people forget...
I hate loot crates.
But people forget that previously, when a new operating system came out, you were SOL. You had to go and buy your game again. What happened after a developer released a game? Well, you could get your patch on the cover of PC Gamer if you were lucky, if there was a game-breaking bug. But if you were unlucky, well, that's just the game. And you want them to release extra stuff? There was no expansion content. You bought the next version of the game, which was also a full-price game. Like, the rose-tinted glasses are spectacular.
Like EA still does with all of its sports games.
Yeah.
They don't even change anything about them.
They do make changes, to be fair, but
That's-
they
yeah.
also have massive license fees to pay. Those sports teams aren't letting them use their content free of charge. Like, I'm not
Okay.
a fan of a lot of EA's games. Quite liked Madden for a few years. FIFA's not my jam. I'm not into soccer. But
Okay,
they are
hearing someone
finished
outside of
games.
America call it soccer is weird.
I was gonna say, Flanker hung out in California too much if he not only called it soccer but also prefers football.
Yeah, well, I prefer rugby over both, so, you know. Not gone completely.
As he got completely savage.
But I will say,
Filthy colonial.
I do like how do I put it? I do enjoy gambling. I just don't want to spend any money ever on it. And I don't think you should. I don't think gambling with money should be allowed in video games.
Yeah, I mean, even I enjoy the virtual money being spent on something that's potentially fun, or I go back to grinding for it. Like, if that's the cycle of the game and that's the type of game that I enjoy, then yeah. But having to spend real money on the gambling in it puts a whole other spin.
It's also like the all of the behaviors about it are the same behaviors you'd use elsewhere. I think that any game that contains any sort of gambling mechanic should be required to only be available at bookmakers. It'll be amazing how fast they dropped loot boxes then. The only place you could play loot box games was in Vegas. It'll be amazing how fast they disappeared off the face of the earth.
Well, that's the thing. I don't even necessarily mean like loot box. I mean, even like, I know there was some games that used like an in-game version of the loot box, but not loot box before it was coined loot box, but
Gotcha.
it escapes me. Yeah, kind of, but you know, the idea of, oh, you get something, it might not always be what you want, but you still get something, and then you just go back to grind for another several hours for in-game currency to get it. Like,
Yeah, that's effectively what gacha is. You've got free gacha and then you've got paid for gacha.
yeah, and I don't see as much of a problem for that if there's no way
If
to
it's-
actually purchase a way around it.
If
Yeah,
there's
I
if
mean-
it's available in game, I'm absolutely fine with it. And actually, controversially maybe, I'm actually completely fine with people doing paid for level skipping.
That
Yeah.
that really depends
if you
on
know what you're gonna
the
get.
game. Like,
Sure.
Like- yeah, like in Final Fantasy XIV, where the option is to do that or spend 30 hours to get to the rest of the content. Yeah, and even arguably Warcraft, but they've been changing the Warcraft leveling quite a lot to skip that or skip the need to skip. But still, it's yeah. But that's a whole other kettle of fish of, do you really want to continue to have the world experience for a game that is a massively multiplayer online, or do you want to get them to the end game content that everyone's playing? That is a massive discussion that vastly depends on the design of the game, that I'm just going to stop it there before I go into a flanker size rant.
Doesn't Warcraft only take wasn't there like a competition for getting to like level 60 in Warcraft though?
People, when servers release, they can get from 1 to 60. Even in Classic, they could get to from 1 to 60 in a couple days because they knew exactly where they were going, what quests they would take, which they wouldn't.
I always enjoyed
Got it, that makes
playing World of Warcraft, and then I fell out of love with it for some reason. Don't know why. One of those games where you enjoy playing it, and then all of a sudden you don't.
There's like a whole argument. I guess I'm going to do the rant anyway, since no one's stopping me. There's a whole argument behind trying to get new players to where the current players are, and making them have no connection to the game that they're playing as a result, because they get there so fast. They didn't go through the story, they didn't go through the actual leveling process to get them connected to the game, to have that
I just
interest in it. It's just running.
Yeah.
Like if I were to play retail World of Warcraft, I would just pick an area that you want to level through. I'll take some of the quests of like Cataclysm, which is like 4 expansions in. I have no clue what's going on.
Okay,
I'm
but
just
how
told
does
to go
that
to a
affect
place
other
to kill
players?
things.
Like that's the his.
hang on.
It
Back to the game for a
lessens
moment.
the pause the
I
game.
just got the trait incapable. No, don't.
All right.
Oh, I
to the
thought you
game.
said pause the game.
I got-
Back to the game.
I had like a 67% chance of getting aging gracefully. And that would have
Oh.
let me live to like 90 or 100. Probably gonna die pretty soon instead.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah,
the hard
but-
business part of that is that does it matter? Like,
Well, if the person isn't properly invested, how reliably can you keep them as a customer?
oh, you
'Cause
can't.
Having the
Sure. But if you don't have fresh blood come in, and if the fresh blood comes in, you're like, well, I've been playing since 1997, so you're going to have to spend 30 years getting your character to my level and go through every story very slowly. Like, that's not a game anyone's going to play.
Yeah,
And it means that as people just naturally fall out of love with the game and stop playing, your subscriber numbers go off a cliff and it dies. Like,
yeah, that's it's the tough part of trying to find which is the correct answer for what point your game is at and how do you properly balance it, because
it's difficult because
it's tough.
players
Yeah, like I said.
ask for both things because they want. People have to bear in mind that the gamers that actually these companies want to go after are the ones that have money. The ones that have money are grown-ups with jobs. Do you know what they don't have is time. So if they're going to get the WoW experience that they could absolutely do when they were 14, because no one cared. Like as long as you did your homework, sometimes even if you didn't, you could play 16 hours a day and grind it out for weeks. There is no grown-up that has a real job that can do that. So are you just abandoning those people because they get into it and they go, oh yeah, I could join this. I do kind of wish I could play more, but everyone's now like it's just full of teenagers that have spent so many hours and I just get whooped or I can't hit the dungeon raid levels. Is the raid the content or is the story the content? And it's the same stupid argument about Dark Souls. Whenever you say to someone, I don't like Dark Souls, you must like it, all of the lore. If you just go to these 4 websites and play these 3 games, like, no one does that for a game. If you love it, great, get into it.
Meme answer.
I'm a bit confused. Are we talking about new player retention in World of Warcraft? Because
We were talking. I brought up the idea of both of how do you properly balance getting people invested in the world that you've created versus actually making sure that they get to where everyone else is quickly enough that you actually retain them by virtue of their playing the content that everyone else is. And there's no easy answer, because it's both dependent on the game itself, your design philosophy for the game, and how long your game has been running. Like for Final Fantasy XIV, it makes sense. For World of Warcraft, it relatively makes sense with the way that they've done it. They've done 2 massively different ways to do it. One is super speed in Warcraft, and the other one you just pay directly for skips, and they both work. But
so you're talking about. Okay, I think the problem with new player retention of World of Warcraft actually isn't that. Kind of connected to that, but that's more ingrained in some other stuff. Like the resetting Cataclysm is. You're talking about the Ritual 1 stuff, right?
yeah, like,
I just a little just appointed this guy. Come on.
The idea is that if I, for the sake of the example, if I was a new player to Warcraft. I went through some random expansion, chose some random expansion to level up, and I'd have no clue what I'm doing, and I wouldn't be as invested as someone who knew the story, who was invested in the story, and enjoyed the content of more than just the raid level gameplay. And that would be a person that you could hold on to better as a long-term player, but you still need new players is the problem. You can't just retain just the long-time players because they're eventually naturally going to fade away. So it's really difficult to balance that, and it's no easy answer for it.
I actually have a very clear opinion on that myself. So a big issue with World of Warcraft is that when they add expansions, they add stuff on top. There's a question: is the difference between like a horizontal and vertical progression, right? When an add a new expansion, it's just not another place that you can sideline. It's more stuff for the end game players. That's kind of fine. But the problem is that with 7 expansions down the line, then you need to, you talk about like super speed them through it, and you talk about like Final Fantasy that you can like call up people through that and stuff, and I guess that's fine. But the thing is, Final Fantasy people don't really like. People don't actually usually go into MMOs to do the raids. That's actually it's a part of it.
I know a few people that play it specifically for the challenge of the raid level content.
Yeah, but just because you're very invested players, it's like if it's gonna be like a sensational thing like World of Warcraft was, then you don't really get into it to like do the end game stuff. You actually do it to like MMOs are in a weird position right now because they previously were a kind of a. I keep getting pop-ups. Sorry, they're kind of a middle ground between social media and in a video game, so to say. So you could play the social media, you could play the Facebook, right? Most people were like adventuring in the wetlands and stuff. You know what I mean? That's actually what Warcraft used to be as a grounds for interaction. MMOs have had to change focus since then, as like a primary way to engage with stuff. Final Fantasy, I don't think at all. It's about like the endgame rates and level skips. Final Fantasy has a very hard focus on telling a Final Fantasy story that you play through and get all the highs and lows of that. That then happens to be an MMO. World of Warcraft has the issue that if you start today, you get plopped down in some random place and you're told you're the commander of something and you don't know what anything is, and it's like, hey, you care about this now. This big fight in these islands that players have been waited for being introduced for so long time, but you don't know what it is, right? I think that in the Shadowlands they tried to. I don't remember when it was, and I don't remember how well it did because I haven't really paid much attention to WoW. But they did like the idea that you could start in different areas and then play through that story, and hit max level that way. And I think that's actually a good way to do it. But like the endgame raids as a way to get people there is, in my opinion, kind of a misunderstanding of what. Okay, I have interventions problems here. Of what actually draws players to these kind of games at a large scale to keep it alive as a World of Warcraft size stuff.
I think the challenge is there's also just so many more games, and I would say that if there are players that do want to do raids with their friends, like they've been convinced by their mates to get involved in World of Warcraft and do a raid, how many hours do you want them to play to get the story before they get to play with their friends, which is the only reason they're playing the game? And are they going to get bored? Is it like when you get forced to do a tutorial? If Old World made you do a 7-hour tutorial before letting you play online multiplayer, would you play it? Most people wouldn't.
And essentially, like,
And
so
dragging that
something I
past
often
the
talk
point.
about in regards to these things is like Path of the Exile. So Path of the Exile has a lot of complexity problems. It does, but the way it's dealt with adding content has been pretty good. When they add new content to the game, it's like alternative routes to get alternative sources of power for an action RPG. It's not just the level cap is now 110 instead of 100. You get on other stuff that you can end up playing. It's also like based on a cyclical progression, so to say, because there is a like Eternal League, but there is like every 3 months the whole thing resets. Path of the Exile's problem with getting new players doesn't lie there. It lies in the fact that if you want to play at level 90, you basically need like external third-party software to get to do that. At this point, like you need to download like building programs, like there's sort of program called Path of Building, and you need to like really get invested into a lot of really obscure mechanics and stuff. That's the problem with Path of Exile, but it's the way they've solved like the issue with adding more content to a persistent system is much better than what WoW decided to do, just like adding a level cap and content. That's a very bad way for like, because you just kick a big ball down the road that is going to destroy your game at some point.
I think it destroyed it ages ago, but that's very opinionated of me.
I
Because
think think the issue started
don't
with
like
Burning
the
Crusade.
stories.
I think our issue started with Burning Crusade. Like it's ingrained into that way of doing expansions.
We have been talking about video games. We've been doing a podcast for an hour now.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that how it normally is with big multiplayer chill games with Flanker?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Also, Dave, I probably need your help in an independence war here in a moment, because I
Oh,
don't
dear.
think I can solve this. It's kind of fine. It's just gonna be annoying. I don't think I can get this done in time. Oh, I can ally them maybe. Let's see.
I can build the Tower of London? When did that happen?
Well, you invented towers at some point, probably. Yeah, sister, and this should give us an alliance. No, that doesn't work.
Oil, this one.
But if I do...
Tower of London was actually built about 4 years from our in games.
Also, I want to
Yeah,
point out for you, Angst, Tolmat and chat said that Last Epic is better than Path of Exile.
Oh yeah, I heard a lot about Last Epic. I want to try it at some point. Like, again, a big problem with Path of Exile is the insane and unnecessary amount of complexity in it. It comes with the trade-off, it's a trade-off of the amount of freedom you have in it. But I've heard that Last Epoch basically has a lot of the, you know, the like, I don't want to play Diablo at this point, because I played a Path of Exile and it ruined most action RPGs for me. From what I hear about Last Epoch, it's probably going to be a real contender. So I am very curious about how that shows up, and I should check that out at some point.
And there is definitely no bias from Tolmat at all.
I have no idea. Like, I don't know Thomas' relationship to that.
He has a family member that works.
Okay. Okay. Well, I will say like congratulations to the family member. Then that's amazing, because within like the weird ARPGs scene, Last Epoch has gotten a lot of talk. I hope it translates into the game both being good and into them getting a lot of success, because there have to be other options than like Path of Exile and Diablo. Like, come on, you know what I mean? It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, and there needs to be more options for creature catch-em games besides
Yeah.
Pokemon. Temtem.
Like exactly. Like,
cycle the conversation back all the way to the beginning. Why not?
And then it's a circle of life, as we say.
Circle of life.
I think it, like, if you find yourself going, well, that's just a rip-off of, I hate to break it to you, that's the first sign you're getting old. Like, Really though.
I mean, I'm just.
Well,
No
thank you,
offense to
thank you
Daft
for
here,
making
but
me
Daft
feel young.
Daft would know because he's got a lot of he's played a lot of retro games where he is more familiar with. Oh, this game is similar to this game, for instance.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
I specifically break down games of like, this is from this is from that, that is from this, and it makes a whole new game a wonderful experience rather than it's just ripping it off.
Yeah, and like that's the thing is like, how far are you going to go back, and which board game are we going to point to as the origin of particular games? And it is very rarely the original concept that wins. It's the best iteration that hits the market. The number one most played game ever, still at this point, concurrently on Steam, is PUBG. PUBG was not the first battle royale. It wasn't an original concept. Sorry?
It was one of the first popular ones, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're making my point for me. That it was not the first battle royale. It was a building on a mod of another game, and it was not a great experience as battle royales go. Like I played a lot of it. I loved it. Played a lot of it with Tolman, in fact. But the original like PUBG map was cool because it was big, but it was walking simulator with occasional gunfights in doorways, and if you were in a building there was no verticality. All the windows were blocked. There was no like sneaking out. If someone went into a building, it was where they were going to die because there was only one way out. So it was not a fantastic game in terms of it was groundbreaking and brought everything together. It just brought enough of it together that made it accessible to a lot of people and met a demand that people were fancying battle royale games, and people built on that. Yeah, Fortnite came off the top of that. You've had Call of Duty Warzone and others that kind of built from the battle royale to extraction shooters that is continuing to progress, but no one's hit those same figures. Like Fortnite is the closest, and they don't report concurrent numbers as far as I'm aware, but they are certainly not on Steam. So I think Pal World is just meeting a demand for people want base building. They want that experience shared with friends. They want animal collectibles. Like if Slime Rancher 2 had done survival elements to it and had done multiplayer, I think that would have done almost as well. There is more tongue-in-cheek humor in Pal World than there is in Slime Rancher. Slime Rancher's a more family-friendly title. But like, I would say that there are lots of people coming from lots of camps to play Pal World, and it's not because it's the most original or best version of any of the games, but it's combining little bits of lots of games. And I'm not a complete fanboy for Pal World. I enjoy it enough. I play it on the server. I'm going to be playing Enshrouded soon as well. Another survival game.
Check that out.
Yeah, it's an alpha game that there is pent up demand for that game, and there are lots of people that want to be able to play that type of game together. And virtually everyone that's made that type of game, whether it's Pokemon games or whether it is like Slime Rancher, when you've done collectibles, they've all been single player experiences. Like predominantly, there's certainly been no multiplayer experience you could play with 16 or 30 of your best friends. And the art style is accessible enough. You don't have to be super into dinosaurs, or like they're going to be taking customers from Ark, from Conan, from Enshrouded, from all of these different games. It's not that it's amazing at one. It's not because it's a Pokemon ripoff. It's because it's built out a following on lots of different things. There's factory building elements in it. There's base building elements in it. There's creature collection elements in it. Whether it will still exist as the way it does in a year's time with as many people, I very much doubt. They're going to have to run at 100 miles an hour to keep up with the content because players are fickle and demand stuff all the time that they think they want. Oh my god, why do drops take so long? Just let me have them every 5 minutes. Then you have them every 5 minutes, like, oh yeah, I completed all the content, I'm done. I'm
Quick
done
note,
now.
Daft, the Independence War is going to fire, so please join me when we get there. If you want.
Okay.
Just keep talking.
I
Sorry.
checked the factions a moment ago and they're all fine. I think it's like 50% at most.
It's 100 now.
Yeah.
I die.
It's a real
Just let
bother.
me die already.
Is anybody good at stabbing?
I am good at stabbing, except I'm incapable, so I can't.
So you're not good at stabbing as well.
I really
You were
need
once
my
good at
current
stabbing.
heir to
And
disappear.
the older you get,
Yes.
the better you were at it.
Yes. Exactly.
I just want to add on real quick. Now, I'm not saying that there's a huge off lost market or anything, but what I am saying is I probably would have gotten the most recent Zelda games if they offered them on something other than the Switch.
Sure. But then
Yeah.
Nintendo are unique in the market in that they make money from their console sale. And the only reason they exist and their consoles exist, like Switch is a good console. Wii was a great console. Wii U? But with their IP is the only reason those things exist. If they started releasing on PC, their handheld, their hardware market would be gone tomorrow. And licensing money would be gone tomorrow. Like they license within the hardware market to be able to produce controllers for the Wii, or cases for the Wii, or made for Wii, whatever it is, or the same they've done for the Switch, the same they did for the DS before that. There is
They need to let random people make high quality GameCube controllers already.
I'm just honestly, bye Ryan, you died. I'm just honestly really curious. There's no easy way to just, pull a number out of my butt or anything, or anyone's. But I am kind of curious how many lost sales there are from not offering it on something besides the Switch or their in-house system equivalent.
I would say not that many, because if you're really into it, like the cost of entry for the Switch, compared to any of these other systems, if you're going to pick a system, you pick the one if you're really into their IP that Nintendo make. And Nintendo sold 132.46 million units of the Switch so far. That was as of November 2023. I think they're doing just fine. And they'll also, the great thing about that is that a lot of those consumers will buy multiples. That's the reason the Switch is so clever, is that it's a handheld. It's a personal console, not the console. It can be the console. They would argue it can be. But most people are buying an individual one for themselves if they can afford it. So if you were into Super Smash Bros., if you're into Zelda, if you're into Mario, then you need to go and get yourself a Switch. Like,
I am, but I'm just not enough to get my own, to spend a couple $100 on a thing just to specifically play them.
oh, I get that. So do they, but then you're not their customer. You're not really a lost sale. And the reason that so many games companies now are saying the quiet part out loud, where they're like, oh yeah, we're not going to release PC until much later. PC gamers will not spend money on games. I say that as an avid PC gamer.
Yeah, the same. Like, the amount I spent on games the past few years has been pretty small compared to everything else I spent money on.
PC gamers have been taught the way of Steam, which is just wait for a sale. The average selling price and the attachment rate for PC is just nothing compared to console. And the amount of complaints you get on PC are phenomenal, because people on PC, if you are on Switch, you know your game is going to work on Switch. If you're on PS5, you know it's going to work on PS5. Xbox Series X, you know it's going to work on Xbox Series X, if that's what it says on the front of the thing. If you say PC, well, what's it running? Is it running Windows? Which version of Windows? Which graphics card do you have? Oof, you got the wrong one. GPU, I'm terribly sorry. Those millions of combinations. I'm sorry your RAM timings are out. there are so many problems that come with PCs. PC, like, there are people that genuinely believe the PC Master Race ball. And it is killing the PC gaming market.
It's not true.
Because it's just, people won't pay the money for games. And if you won't pay the money, you don't get the games. I would say if GTA comes out within a year of it coming out on console, the next one on PC, I will be absolutely stunned.
Yeah.
Because they would be insane to. And it's the same reason that I think Bethesda would be insane to release their latest and greatest game within a year on PC after they release it on console. Because PC gamers complain more, pay less, and then complain that they can't mod something. And then complain when they do mod something and it was on your roadmap that you stole their content. It's insanity. So from a game dev's perspective, if you have a big enough brand that you think it will hold up and you think it's a $60 game, sell it on console. Most PC gamers will pay between $10 and $16 for your game. So, like, that's the business reality to why Nintendo don't make their stuff available on PC, is because no one wants to pay $60 for it. And if you don't want to pay $60 for it, and you don't want to pay the $200 for the console, you're not their customer. Which sounds harsh, but that's the reality of the situation, because they'll cheapen the brand. And as soon as there's a $10 Pokemon game that someone's modded on PC, who's going to go out and buy the next version of Pokemon Red or Blue or Shield or whatever the hell it's called? Like, they're not going to. They're going to just wait for the modders to come up with a better modded version. And
That's kind of fascinating to me.
That is sort of happening with Pokemon Infinite Fusions.
Oh, that, yeah. Yeah, but that's just yeah, I don't know what that characterizes as, you know. Isn't that like a... No, that's true. It's its own engine that's been done, right? So it's not even a... Yeah, I don't think that's legal.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's playing it though.
Yeah.
Cool. Everyone was ripping off songs on Napster until people started getting sued too. And also, I would say, until there was a competing...
It's kind of fascinating to me because, to me, like the Nintendo thing has now really been as much of an issue, simply because there's a certain kind of console game mood, if that makes sense. That's just not me. Like, I like Crusader Kings. I like having like this would be I can't swear on the stream. This would be bad on console, right? You know what I mean? Like I need to.
I mean, there are things consoles are great at, and like
they did put Stellaris on console, but
yeah, and it's fine on console, but it's just
all right,
not as
Dav,
good as it is
let's
on
go.
PC.
Yeah. No, I'm saying the controls aren't great. Is the problem.
I still distinctly remember attempting to play the original Command and Conquer as it came out on the PlayStation 1.
I remember
oh
playing
yeah,
on
I played that.
1.
Jesus Christ, that was bad. That was insanely bad. I played that actually.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
It was... The thing was that it was console controls, but the AI was still properly balanced as if it was, you know...
You could control it on the PC.
Controls.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, those ones are insane. Like, change the balance at least. There's a lot of games that act as if you're going to be as good at aiming as you would be on PC.
I'll do you one better.
No.
I played Command & Conquer, the original, on the N64. That was worse.
Did you play StarCraft on the Nintendo 64?
I don't know if that's a thing, is it?
Yeah, StarCraft 64 was a thing.
It was modded. It was not official, I'm pretty sure.
No, it was officially
Okay.
sold. I'm pretty like
Wait,
90%
really?
sure.
Yeah, I remember looking into
That,
this
that
recently
pile
because
of junk?
we were talking about it with Chaos, and I didn't believe it had been out on the N64, but I went on Wikipedia and it said it was. So there you go.
That's real. Why can't I repair this? What's going on?
You can buy an official cartridge of it from Amazon for 76 American dollars.
Yeah, no.
For the true enthusiast.
Right, after I'm going to Burgundy, I hope you can deal with Poland.
I don't think that's a true enthusiast. I
yeah.
think that's someone who's too much money for their own brain.
Same
It's for
thing.
collectors. Is the thing. Like, there's some really small games. Like, I can't think of them because they're so small and insignificant. That it's just like there was only maybe 3,000 or 4,000 copies ever made that people sell on eBay and Amazon for thousands of dollars.
Yeah, like the greatest classic ever. Big Rigs or the Rogue Rating.
Angst, I don't know why the rebels have gone. I saw Poland's army marching eastward somewhere.
Yeah, we need to. So I'm basically going to. Oh, there's 15,000 troops there. Jesus Christ! I'm going to Burgundy first to see if I can catch that army and.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just getting siege score from you would be good. I think I can. Like I should get in enough. Wait, I could have done this. When was this guy my half brother? Oh god, I could have prevented this whole thing.
Oh well, never mind. You get to revoke some titles now.
Yeah, I think I'll just like install some Angsteiners on the thrones of this. Because these have been a problem for a long time.
I literally just hosted a feast to prevent that.
What happened?
I just got someone. One of my kids died 70 stress, and then I also got aging. I'm aching, so I got another 70 stress directly after that.
You were infirm, lunatic, and melancholic. That is rough. And yet you live longer than I do. Maybe it's your laziness that helps your health. Or maybe you're paranoia. Who knows?
Just sit here on my duff. It's fine. And obviously, that means I don't stress myself out as much.
What are they doing? I think it's saying upriver into you, actually, Daft.
Oh.
Which is fine.
Oh, in that case,
I don't know. Like, I'll just go and try and siege down some stuff here.
What other
20,000 troops are quite heavy in men at arms.
I love the fact that Hoardings is so broken that I've got, if on one of them I'm researching both at the same time, it's 13 years and the other is 12. Excellent.
Flanker, I really, really hope we get Hoardings twice as a glitch.
You don't get any bonuses from hoardings. So.
We do with trebuchets.
No. If it was like, say, Scott or Divine White, you would get those bonuses twice because they're up there twice. But these just give you access.
You can get into a doom loop of stress pretty quickly. By the way.
Yeah, doom loops are funny.
But can it run Doom?
Speaking of doom loops, has my advisor... No, my advisor has not contacted me back yet. Just gonna make sure I sent it.
Like, honestly, like, the Clan Run Doom, like, it's one of the small things about the human condition that just makes me happy, and the weird things that people have made run Doom. it's one of those things that just brings me eternal joy in my life.
I mean,
Yeah,
even
the Commodore 64. Admittedly, it was like a modded Commodore 64, but apparently
I think
it is.
I think even Flanker got his tablet to run Doom, not his modern tablet, his stone tablet.
You.
Flanker, you will never be free.
Oh.
I have to make sure I get at least one of those jokes out every week. It's a requirement.
It's
I
very
believe
important.
it is actually a requirement for the stream. We'll
Yeah.
have to do a stream bingo card.
We actually do need to make one.
Just the free space is Flanker's
so-
old joke.
So I've heard that one of the problems with games in general is that they just don't optimize so much of it. So you need the really high level equipment to run some rather basic games.
Not
that's
really.
Like
I'm
Well,
sorry.
like,
how
um,
much?
I think the lack of optimization thing, I would guess, comes down to developer time.
Right.
Because you could spend, I guess, thousands of man hours maximizing performance, or you could invest that into game features using, maybe some clunky tools which aren't super optimized and add to the
like for example,
resource
Baldur's
needs
Gate
there.
is Baldur's Gate 3 is almost 150 gig.
hmm
That's
Sure,
It's not
how
like-
much of that
a
is
hell of a
texture
lot.
files?
Yeah, that's kind of
Oh,
like
a lot
some
of
of
that,
it.
and I'm
Right.
okay with that for Baldur's Gate. Then you've got stuff like Shadow of Mordor, which was like 5 years, like I don't know, that's like almost 10 years ago now. And it is 50 gig, and it's not all textures. It's got so much less there, or it's just really unoptimized textures.
Yeah. The unoptimized thing makes me smile a lot because there is definitely optimizations that you can do and should be done as part of releasing. But the piece of software that's actually really well optimized in terms of making it accessible to everyone for as far back as possible, freaking Windows, and it's bloated and it's huge, but if you want to plug in a serial printer, there is a very good chance if you've got an interface card, it will work. If you want to plug in an oscilloscope from the 1990s, there's a reasonable chance it will still work because there's such code base bloat in supporting so far back. So do you
Yeah, I get
optimize for
that.
everything that's ever been released, or do you say, if you are my customer, then you are a gamer that is actively gaming, therefore you're going to have a 30 series or a 10 series card onwards. So I'm not going to bother optimizing for anything past that. Like no one's, and it applies, just so you know, on the opposite end as well. Like City Skylines is 2 is designed to use as much resource as you will give it. So if you want to run a million pop city, it will let you. It will chug. But even then, like there are CPUs out there that have more cores than it can usefully optimize. LTT did a video recently where they were using one of the newer processors, and they had a very large number of CPU units that were not doing anything because there's multi-threaded, and City Skylines 2 is incredibly well multi-threaded. But how much time are you going to spend making sure it can use every single thread? How much time are you going to spend reducing the textures? Or is the customer that's going to pay full price for your game on release probably the one that has the brand new gaming PC or a newish GPU? Like, it's really about addressable market size and the tools available. And a lot of games are built on the same game engines.
And also, will your customers be willing to either buy a 1 or 2 terabyte hard drive, SSD rather, or clear out the games folder, or clear out a whole bunch of space so they can install the game.
Sure. But I would point
Paradox
out that
does not have lots and lots of it does not have like huge numbers of gigabytes required for the games.
I mean,
Like,
You got it definitely does. Like how much?
since the marriage
CK3?
offers, by the way, just so you know if that's not to flank on Ryan.
Yeah, CK3 is 10 gig, which I still think is too much, but the fact
I think
that I
10
have
gig is really reasonable.
hang on. The fact that I have to run my fans at max speed just to play CK3 at all is a problem. Even if I'm at minimum graphics.
It's not the
I have
graphics
to
that are
run it
causing
at
that problem, Ryan. I hate to break it to you, buddy. It's the CPU.
Yeah, it's on optimized back.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I've got a pretty old PC now. I was bought it in 2018, and yeah, I can run this. It will start using the fans on high if I've been playing it for a while and I'm playing on fast speed, but typically our multiplayer games, because it's running slowly, it doesn't overheat the CPU.
I'll just hide in my corner with my computer that's from like 2015.
Right? So you're playing
This
this
one-
game on a 8-year-old PC and it's going just fine. Like, it'll take a long time to start if you don't have an SSD. That's because you don't have an SSD.
Yeah.
And
It is on
Yeah.
and it
SSD at
is
least, yeah.
CPU. That it will use a chunk of your CPU on an older PC, but you're using 8-year-old hardware. It's still running. We're having the same experience. Well, I mean, you're doing better than me, but we're playing the same game. I'm playing
Are we
the
though?
checkers version. You're playing the chess version. But if you're, and I hate to, also, if you're playing on a laptop, you should be amazed at how cool that is. That you managed to run it at all on a laptop, because none of these games are designed for that.
I will say though that there are a bunch of tricks in regards to saving space, like optimization, that's kind of been they're not done as much anymore. But it also has to do with the fact that PCs are generally like things people that used to do insane things to get things running
Yeah, there was,
on anything. Like Pokemon Red and Blue being now you're talking about Pokemon I did a while ago being infamously buggy was because a bunch of the memory was stored in really weird places that I never really expected to cross. That's one of the reasons it bugs out so much. Like you can abuse the game to meet some very strange things in strange places. Because some of the trainer data is using the same memory as the encounter data or something. Because if they didn't do that, then it couldn't run on the Game Boy. So stuff like that is not done as much today. What, sorry?
And it wouldn't fit on the cartridge.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a bunch of stuff like that that people really don't do for as much for big releases and whatever. But it's really also not necessary because you're not dealing with a Game Boy cartridge, right?
Yeah. I just want there to. I do really want there to be low poly textures mode on more things, or like a download for games where you can't use the higher quality textures, just so that you can save space on those things.
but the problem is that, and there are games that do that. Call of Duty actually does that.
Oh, cool.
There are.
Sorry, can I just interrupt for a sec? Angst, all of the rebels are in Poland now. I can't fight them here. I don't have enough troops.
No,
I'm
just
gonna need
retreat.
reinforcements.
It's fine. Screw them. Okay, we don't. We're winning a siege rage still, so just
If you
just
send
retreat.
the best part of 10,000 troops over here, we'd outnumber them.
I'm very far away. Just
know,
just
but
retreat your troops.
I can't. You will need to send reinforcements this way, is what I'm saying. Otherwise, they're just going to ruffle stomp through my land and we take Poland. we need about 10k of yours too. I know it would take like a year to get here, but that's the only way we're going to win this.
Right, I just wanted to win the siege race, and you keeping them busy up there is actually winning the war. But if you're
you
worried
say
about,
so.
yeah, I believe so. Yeah, definitely.
Well, you're going to leave me fighting for my own territory in very shortly with an inferior army, so we'll see how that goes.
I'll send some swords out. So, why are you going that way? Don't go that way, guys. Don't. No. There we go. Idiots.
It's going. But Ryan, the part of the problem that you're trying to address, where you're like, games should do the separate texture. And I agree. There are some games that do that. That's great. But realistically, an SSD. Have a look for one that's actually real. A 2 terabyte SSD is $83 there or thereabouts. Somewhere between $83 and $150.
Well, that's like a whole nother game.
And
And as you said earlier, PC gamers won't spend money.
Oh.
We'll spend
then
very
why
little
should
money,
the developers spend extra money than the game you're not going to give them the money for to optimize when you're refusing to upgrade your hardware? Like, it's an insane thing for them to spend money on.
Because they're the company who has theoretically lots of money. And
No, they don't
I'm a
have lots of
consumer.
money though. Have you been paying attention to how much companies, like game companies, make? It's actually a problem.
Some of them, yeah.
So, like a 1 terabyte SSD, you can regularly pick up currently for somewhere between $50 and $70. Or you can
think
do
a
what
better-
I used to do when I had my first gaming PC that had an enormous, and it was enormous for the time, 1 gigabyte hard drive. And I had to swap off which 3 games I wanted to play. Like, you pay your money, you take your choice. You either want to not spend any money at all, which is a reasonable choice as well. Like, no hate. It's a choice. But you're going to have to then do the jiggling around of games. Or you spend the money, you don't worry about it.
I think a better
Yeah, okay.
a better way to kind of phrase it is, it's kind of on the company itself to sell me their game, so having it better optimized is a better way to sell it. Because obviously, if people say, "Oh, this thing's unoptimized," there's going to be less people wanting to buy it. But that's
But how unoptimized and unoptimized? How far back do you want me to go as a developer?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm thinking I'm going to disband my army because it's just costing me money and I can't really use it right now.
I will refund you the money. Please don't spend it.
Okay.
I'm sending 20,000 troops to your position because you asked for it. I'm very
thank
happy
you.
you're helping me, by the way.
That sounded so sinister this time.
The
I
reason
have joined this war trying to help, but they've got I can't do the
I am.
maths 'cause they've got more
You
than
might
I do.
notice that we are at 92%. We are winning the siege race hard. That's why I didn't want to retreat the troops and keep sieging. But I am sending troops northwards. It makes sense. Split up your army though, so they can resupply. That's. But I will funnel your money if you get into trouble with that. Okay.
Okay.
Here's some money anyway. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
I will send you much gold for this. It's very helpful. Do you want Poland, by the way? I think I'm gonna give you Poland.
Well, let's not count our chickens before they've hatched, so to speak.
Well, we'll win the war.
I'm honestly surprised the war score is that high.
Well, we do control the war target, which I don't know what is, but we do. I guess they need to siege like one province somewhere. But we might just win in a moment. Depends on the siege speed and everything. We'll see with Bethen there, if that's flip set. I don't know.
I can't imagine that would flip it by much. Or...
Well, it might be like the 21% that we need for the war target, whatever it is. I don't know what the
Yeah.
war target is here. Objectives. How can I see the war target? I played this game for so long, I still don't know where the war target is. Like, where's displayed in the
Yeah, I don't know.
interface.
Well, my next ruler's future is going to suck.
Here's some more money.
Oh, thank you. I should be good now for a while.
Oh, but it's also just for the war, you know. For the lovely support you're giving me here. It is very useful.
Well, thank you. I was just worried there because it looked like, I joined the war to help, and then I was left facing all of the enemies, and you were just sitting over there in Burgundy, like,
Well,
yeah,
you
everything's
kind
fine.
of
And it's
were,
like,
but just have to remember that okay, I need to read some stuff here. Just a moment. Let's get.
It's okay, Daft. I have no experience with that whatsoever. Do I, Flanker?
hmm.
Sorry, peasant says what?
Love you.
Burgundian branched off. That's weird.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, whip,
Who was that?
That was
Oh,
me.
Flanker.
whip maker.
More's the pity.
So
Alright. So
I just
the whole idea,
got-
Daft, was that if you could win the siege race, if you just kept them up there, not even fighting them, you will get the war zone win, and it seems like it's gonna happen. We'll see what.
Right. Okie dokie. Rest in peace, Flanker, by the way.
Yeah, rip.
You burned to death. Oh my goodness. Is that right?
What? Yep.
Oh no, was that
You
a
play with
candle-related incident?
Another candle.
Yes.
Like loves
yeah,
candles.
I shouldn't allow my characters near candles.
There you go. We won the war. Thanks, Daft.
Wow.
Disbanding some soldiers.
I was
and I am
panicking for no
going
reason.
to. Yeah, exactly. Like the thing is, because you siege down Poland, they panicked, went for that area, and that meant that all the armies occupied up there, while you got siege core from that's where I could take that part. Right now, I'm going to revoke as much of this as possible. I can revoke all of it. Interesting. So let's do that. Poor
I
Poland.
need to
And I'm
revoke
gonna
my two
go
duchy
here,
areas back.
Grant. And here, Dafts, I don't want to deal with that, so this is yours now. Yeah. Enjoy.
Oh my goodness, thank you, my liege.
You can figure that out. I guess you're a bit over your domain limit at this point. But
Yeah, about 12 out of 7.
that's fine, right? I
I
think
can
it's
give
fine.
it to my son, I suppose.
Oh, that's not good. You guys lost Hispania.
It's probably because we don't have Cookie with us.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, it went to one of Flanker's people.
Oh, what?
Well,
Is
it
it
does
completely
mean that you
broken
have
off?
two empire titles. That does mean you have two emperors in your dynasty, Flanker. So you should be getting more renown.
To be fair, are we actually that bothered about losing Hispania?
Not me at all, no.
I see Navarre is still an independent kingdom. It's alright. Cookie can do it.
Did I just reach? No, I didn't. And then the last one was Sicily.
So
Oops.
remember? Do any of you remember how I said that my laptop computers, sorry, that my Mac's Flutter butterfly keyboard finally started working again randomly?
Mhm.
Well, it stopped working again randomly. I don't know what caused it to stop working again, but it's not working. which is more convenient for me because I usually keep my wireless keyboard on top of the laptop keyboard, so it's no longer pressing buttons randomly, unintentionally.
Angst, I gave Poland to my son and heir, who is now, because he's a king as well as me, he's not my vassal anymore. But
That sounds completely good.
I might just keep on doing it when I inherit. Keep on giving it to the next in line.
I spent 1,445 gold sending my preferred heir to university. He was 11.
Spent how much? Sorry.
1,445 gold.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
You best have the best damn education in the world.
Where's send child to university? Can I not send a child to university? Well, that's
You
annoying.
can.
No, I can't, despite having a university right next to me. Okay, I'll just select myself for teaching him again, I guess. I currently have a problem because I'm at 12 out of 9 holdings, and that's that, and I don't want to give up any of my holdings. Actually, I guess there's one that I can give up.
Oh, there's just some more money.
Oh, you're too kind, Malish.
You were helping me quite a lot in that war, so I'm going to shower you in a bit of gold.
Oh,
I want to
thank you very
show
much.
my appreciation.
I'm thinking of doing something silly. I have a claim on Tripoli in the Arabian Empire. So I'm thinking of doing a war just for that province. Not a holy war, because I don't want all of the Muslim people to join in, but I could fight just the Arabians, and they don't seem particularly strong right now. They're in 4 different wars.
A bit of an issue right now. Having some problems.
So
Still
I should be
okay.
able to do that just on my own here. They've got one ally who has 3,000, but it's not adding up to more than my army. Oh, thank you, Malish.
I like how this world is at a point where the leaders are all inbred to some extent or another.
Not mine.
Just
Have
like
you
in
come
real
down
life.
to our area?
I'm not even developed enough to make bread. I don't know.
I just wanted to show them in depth. Okay.
Luckily, none of us have the inbred trait, but what we've got, it's not. It hasn't been great for for my kids. I swear, the cancer was because of some sort of inbreeding that I was doing.
Look, no one can be inbred until the Earl of Sandwich exists.
No one can be inbred before we have outbred.
We have toasted bread.
I was kind of really hoping that wasn't actually going to happen when it popped up. That's... Now I'm going to hate life.
Oh, development check. Who's at what?
My development is dead because the game decided to give me, hey, you're going to die in a year, directly after I spent all of my family's renown so I couldn't disinherit my son's 3 other brothers.
Oh no.
So now I get to immediately kill them. Or
I
at the
forgot
very
that's a
least,
thing. I could just disinherit these 3 and then my child gets all of the bloody places, doesn't he?
you revoke
Yes,
that.
that's the thing that I do.
What kind of... Oh my god, it's going to be so many.
Development 55 to answer your question, Lars.
Send a gift.
You're asking who is most developed?
Starts.
Yes.
It says 55 for Prague over here.
I'm at 57. Franco, that's probably 63 by now. Yep, 63.
Yeah. I'm at 47 myself.
I'm at 47. Yeah.
Einstein is
Like-
only at 47.
Yes.
Wants to go to Persia? No. Not pay for your jollies.
You know, there's no reason to push the development. I mean, it's a big rock. Like, I have a big rock with a big castle. It's fine.
Oh, but I am
Is
I
that-
am making more development per month than Franco is by a little bit.
Well, you're also below him, right?
Alright, who inherits
I am below him,
this?
yeah.
Oh my...
But I am also diligent and am doing developed county, developed capital stuff. Wait, what? Why am I at war? Why am what? The heck is this war?
Okay, who inherits this? Everyone. So I need to tear that away from him. Fam... Freaking-tastic. And then there's the fact that I lost that land too, and I'm going to guess that that land is massive freaking inheritances. So I
was
lost
a lot.
literally all of my good land, and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it without causing a civil war at the moment.
Oh, gone.
Welcome to the club.
Why is it doing this? Why is it being so dumb?
Well, you know what the kids say, you only YOLO once. Oh, he wants an alliance. How about you give me my land back or I'll kill you?
Little column A, little bit of column B.
It's a coin flip.
Also, Dad, I got an extra throne for some reason, so here's a throne.
Oh my goodness.
4 months.
Thank you.
I
Can I
I
actually-
just selected both territories to be revoked, and he didn't. It said I could say both, but no, it revoked the worst one.
It can only be one.
I can select both of them on the screen. I don't know.
Yeah,
Why?
I know. It's annoying like that.
Rise up in
Why
rebellion
am
with
I
the
at war?
other
I'm so confused.
disgruntled vassals. How many are there?
Why the heck did this guy declare war on me? I'm very confused. He has less than 400 soldiers total.
Because some people feel very brave.
It was very stupid of him.
I think it's something like symbolic in me burning this letter from the Pope for money. I think that's may mean something, but I'm not quite sure.
Oh wow. I actually have some of Daft's what's it called? Dynasty in my empire, so I'm gonna grant some of these people titles. The title.
That's very kind of you, Ryan. I did see
So
that there was
if
someone of my family ruling in England for some reason. I got no idea what happened.
well, your renown should be going up because of this.
I didn't see that Hispania thing. I was like away
Oh
for
yeah, I
like
meant to
1
look
minute.
that. So, yeah, that's confusing because it's exactly the same color almost.
Is that on purpose?
I don't think
As
it
a
was.
member of my dynasty, and I frankly don't care. So-
Yeah, I guess it's I guess that's Cookie's time to do Cookie things, maybe.
Mhm.
So I've just renamed my dynasty to Great Leon. So if you need to give away titles, Angst or anyone else, could you check to see if there's any of my people that you can grant them to?
Yes, I
Probably
don't know
not
if you have.
because I have 27 living members, but still, you could try.
Leash goes to
Sorry,
Wolf.
what did you want us to do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take like
Give up
lightness
some
back
of
from
our
Egypt
titles
because
to Ryan.
I don't think you need anything to do anything, Daft. I think we're fine. I just need to take it and
Need more wood, my lord.
Oh, well, let me know, Angst, because I do have my army in the region here, and I haven't seen any Arabian forces yet. I think they're completely preoccupied.
see. It's just because I wanted the sure drift starting again, so I'm just taking that one weird Egyptian province here.
Yeah, it's looking like all of my dynasty members are within my own territory. Annoying stuff. You got Daft, who has over 200 living members of his dynasty.
All dynasties
It's just
not
been
have
busy.
over 200 living members.
Let's see.
I have 27.
How many do
Whoa,
I even have?
that seems small.
I have a few.
I know.
No offense, but
I have 100 apparently. That's pretty good.
Maybe the intensive inbreeding
mind-
to min-max your stats might not have gone quite as well as you thought.
I mean, in
No,
my
it's done perfectly from a role-playing perspective.
in my original household, I have 168 living members. In total, with the 10 houses, I have 259.
So still a modest house then.
Yes.
You know the feeling of lot.
Ignore the 16.7 renown I get per.
Nice, fair play. I haven't.
I'm getting
touched the renown
12
at all.
having an emperor and a duke. Oh, I also have an emperor by marriage and a king by marriage. I don't know where they're from. But still.
Where did they come from? Where did they go? I have no idea, so don't ask me.
You know the feeling of like apparently I have 30,000 troops now. I don't know how that happened. I had like 20,000 in that generation. That's
actually,
why
yeah,
I'm confused.
I've jumped up to 24,000.
Huh.
Was it a tech
No,
that you got or
I've-
something? Oh wait,
Below
oh wait, no.
12.
I hired a holy order. That's ignore me. I'm still on
I am
20k.
below
though.
20,000 right
Daft,
now.
I'm gonna randomly increase the feudal taxes of your kid. Maybe, I don't know.
That's entirely fair.
I don't know if this works or not. We'll see.
We pay our dues.
I think it didn't work, which is also completely fine. Yeah, that's cool. You know what? I'm thinking I'm gonna high taxes and low feudal levels with him. I don't know. You're gonna inherit. Ah, screw it. Not gonna. I don't care.
Who are you? You're not the original. Did he die?
Oh, it worked anyway. Okay.
Wait, he died? How did? He got murdered. Who murdered you? Anyway,
Murderers.
I'll be taking this back, please. Thank you very much.
What?
You're too young for this. Thank you for spending your money on this windmill.
So I went to go engage an army, and I didn't engage it because both me and the army were going to the provinces that we were on the same day. So we literally just passed each other.
Oh, I've done that
I didn't
before.
know that.
It's
I
funny.
didn't know that was possible. I guess it has to be exactly the same day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just
Well,
spent
the-
like
at any given time, there's like a 1 in 20 chance of it happening. But it takes like 10 to 20 days to move from tile to tile.
I just spent far too much money trying to make my people happy, only to realize that that's not going to be possible. So I wasted all of that time and vassals that I gave to dukes that I arguably shouldn't have done, to have to force a civil war to happen anyway, in order for me to have any kind of power in my kingdom.
Thanks.
All because the game bent me over because it wanted to decide to kill me, right as I used my renown. In retrospect,
Oof.
I would have disinherited them first. I just had good health up until the moment that I didn't, and I was told that I was going to die in a year.
Do you want money for mercenaries?
I need to actually engage someone first, but possibly. I might just need money in general.
Yeah, the Iron Banks and I can hook you up.
What? Oh yeah, I need money. Okay, here's some money. Oh my god. Okay, sure. Here's money. I like looking at other stuff, and yeah, heard the talking. It's like I don't know what's going on, and then I look over at Russia, and it's just okay. Take some money. I'm gonna bankroll you probably.
Back to building my new base. I mean, I'm not playing a game.
Does this look like a game to you?
Yes. I can send you a few more gifts, I think.
Yeah, I'd be a lot richer if I didn't spend so much money trying to appease people.
Fighting was
Oh.
expensive.
No, I'd
Yeah,
genuinely
these
have
people
like a $1,000 extra dollars if I didn't try to do that.
Yeah, I usually limit myself to limited crown authority because the opinion penalties from the higher crown authorities is just intense.
I've currently got a faction wanting to lower Crown Authority. They're not very good at it because they haven't triggered yet. Right, little barn is built.
Kill the army, please, thank you. Also, they instantly occupied some territories, so I'm not entirely sure how that works.
Daft, I'm gonna.
They were already in another war, and they were occupying them.
When the hell did
I
this
assume.
happen?
Please don't feel obliged to give me a council position. You've been
No,
very
that's
generous.
he used like a random favor or something, and you are by far both the best and loyal spy master. So you are becoming my spy master.
Well, thank you.
I do not want that guy to be my spy master. He's like a 14 strength spy master who hates me.
28's good spy master stuff.
It's funny that I haven't purposefully built into intrigue at all. It was just some random stuff, I guess. Or I get +5 from the genius trait. So I guess that's part
Yeah,
of
am
it.
I the only guy who's not running genius here? Like, I just haven't bothered, and I think like everyone else is.
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm
Like,
I'm not I'm not smart enough to be a genius.
I don't like. I think I started out with like intelligent or something, but I don't really like that part that much. It's fine though.
Oh, I'm down to 26 living members.
Just looking at the at like the other half of the country and seeing like 3 separate armies of at least 3,000 terrifies me. Like, they're not all together because they're 3 different people, but it still hurts.
I believe in you.
I don't believe in
Oh.
me.
Interesting. How about I can offer to join your war? It says here. Can I actually? Oh no, wait, no, I can't. The option was there, but when I went into it, everything was grayed out. That's great.
Well, one of my other vassals decided to try and tip his hand on just randomly becoming king. And now I have. Why have a single civil war when you can have 2?
Yikes.
Or 10. That sounds like an even better number.
And much better, right?
I despise that this happened all because of just that one thing. Because what's more, I thought that I had disinherited them when I spoke about it like 2 streams ago, but I guess not.
That's really frustrating because I don't want Egypt to win. What is this other war even they're fighting? Emirate of Axum and Delacus.
Holy war for the Emirate of Ascom. Oh, that's in Ethiopia, right? Okay, interesting.
Oh, they got allies now? Oh, they're still weak at only 10,000 men against my almost 4,000. What's it called? Men at arms. Man, I'm so close to divided attention. I am so close to divided attention. And at that point, and at that point, I'll have 11 out of 11 domains instead of 11 out of 9.
Daphne, actually, let's send it to. Hobo, I'm gonna send you some money because I need to lose stress. So please just take it. Take it when I send it to you. Gonna do it again.
I mean, I guess I need to feed my Civil War addiction I have this campaign.
Yeah, you know it's bad for you, right?
I thought this game was a Civil War emulator.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You wish I was.
Well, terrifying news. The rebellion has gathered up all of its troops together into a stack of 10,000.
Uh-oh.
How much stewardship do you need to have +4 for domain holdings?
24.
24.
Every 6, you get another domain holding.
Huh. I should be getting another one then if I get my husband to assist.
Yeah, that works.
You.
I'm almost always using my my spouse to support me. Like spouse, manage domain. That's what I always put it on him. In some
There we go.
cases.
I had
You also
one of my
gotta-
other spouses take the position.
Yeah, you've also got to make sure that your spouse is that your spouse isn't a title a landowning spouse, so they can actually assist you instead of working on their own stuff.
Mhm. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's pay this person off. Pay you off. Let's pay you off.
Ow.
That'll stop that from firing. They were upset that I took land from family members.
I see.
I don't understand
That would
why.
make most people upset.
And you leave the tree alone. Why?
I hate fighting in the desert. It sucks.
Well, good news, I guess, is when I look at my dynasty, it has 100 and or, yeah, 122 living members. Granted, that may also explain why so many people wish to punch me, but you know.
Oh, I need to pay homage to Flanker.
Yeah, you gotta demonstrate your submission and bow the head.
Bend
Bend
the
the knee.
knee.
Do I have to? Do I
Hey,
have to?
Yeah, I couldn't find that in my head.
God.
But yes, bend the knee.
Oh, the entire army is gathered up, and it is almost. Oh, it's disgusting, is what it is. It's over 12,000, and I only have like 7,000 raised. I hate to ask, but can I get a loan to get one of the larger mercenary armies? Because
Just a small initial loan of like $1 million should.
yeah,
It's a startup loan, is it?
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude, Trevor, but oh, right. You've just spent money on something, I see. I was going to say, because it looks like you can already afford, like,
yeah, that was
Loan.
one of. It was either spend 900 for a one that's like 1,500 troops, or spend 1,200 for one that's 2,500 troops. That's why I was like, I'm just shy of
Ah.
actually picking it up. This is awful. Everything is awful.
Okay, it could be worse. You could be on a Flanker stream.
At least Flanker could come and help me, and then I could yell when all of his troops die, or something.
I cannot because I can no longer raise armies, but I am down to 3 holdings. My income is a quarter.
Really dislike that this particular Civil War, unlike the last Civil War, is a hunt my army down Civil War, and not a attrition themselves on sieges Civil War. That's how I won the last one.
Ah, I see. Well, they are a rather large force, so if you keep running away and they run through your territory, they will attribute themselves down.
I can't run away from this particular fight. They have cornered me because of the amount of rivers there are. So I need to stand and at least pretend that I can fight.
Angst, would you like any help with Egypt? I've finished off my other war, so...
Maybe. It's not quite necessary right now, I think. It really depends on how this engagement goes, which might not be great. Let's see house count. They are at... You know what? Might actually be a good idea.
I'm seeing all these troops in Crete right now. I'm not entirely sure what's happening.
Yeah, if you can raise and help, that'd be completely fine. But if not, that's probably also fine. Like, I earn so much money compared to them that I can always raise mercenaries, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see here. I should be good. I just need to win this exchange. I just have really, really bad men at arms. Like I've never really. Oh, again? Oh my god, Lanker. Let's see.
Rest in peace.
Seriously?
Drank himself to death, so that's very in character.
Listen, I've solved. This is the good stuff. And
I've only just bloody
pickling preserves things, so I thought I'd pickle my insides.
Right, off
That might
I
be
go
why my
again to pay
predecessor
homage.
Caught fire.
Come on, hurry up, mercs, get here. Oh, okay. I think I won the battle because the AI kept coming in piecemeal. Oh my god.
That's fortunate.
Wait, have you won or are you going to win?
It looks like I'm going to win.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, they had
Congratulations.
enemy routed casualties 9,000.
Just a couple then.
Oh, unfortunately, this has just pushed me down a tree that I will be endgaming with the character die.
Have you got any heirs?
No, otherwise I wouldn't be endgaming at the end of this. And I'm 46
hell?
and female.
Take the fertility tree in the skullduggery or magistry tree. Because you can do family focus or you can do temptation focus. Because I managed to get my character pregnant at 48, I think I remember correctly.
Let me
I mean, that would be great and all if I wasn't an astute intellectual.
Mhm.
I hope I hear some more money because I need to lose grass.
Sure. I put picture of the result of that fight in the grand strategy.
Okay,
Wow.
that is
Uh,
crazy.
You're still in trouble, but way less trouble.
Yeah, what was also nice is all of those armies have now scattered to their respective kingdoms, so they're no longer gathered up.
Excellent.
Right, so now that the sewer drift went back, I don't know how many years. It's really annoying.
Where the hell is this? Oh.
Ha! Screw you! What was the other war that the dude did to take my throne just invalidated? Get bent.
Interesting.
Because he died under mysterious circumstances.
Ah.
Not from me,
Mysterious.
actually.
I somehow don't think I need my 9,000 troops to take out this war.
Head of Faith for gold. Oh my god, that's so much less than my previous ruler. It was like 900 from the previous ruler.
Yeah, for me and Ace it's up to 2,250. We're never getting that. There was one point where it was at 2,230, and I was just waiting for the month to take over so that I could pick it up. And then a bunch of other random AIs just got money from him, and then he planned a great tour and did a grand tournament rather, and did a grand tournament.
Alright, I did that.
Friggin' Pope. By the way, I have 3 illustrious armors if anyone wants them.
Amos?
Sure, I'll take one. Fairly sure mine could be doing away with.
I still deleted wrong here by accident. No, I didn't. Okay.
I have a 5% chance to romance my wife.
That's kinda
One of it's because I'm relatively, I think she's like a fourth cousin or something. Maybe that's it.
Oh, I was AFK for a sec. I'm back.
Pain. You know, that's actually a stupid enough idea to work. Oh, but my armies are raised. I'm gonna say, I could declare war on some random schmuckledoof who is a foreign faith, and then raise the But my armies are already raised. If you're gonna take that slow for that region, just come up here, gather.
I think the Arabian Empire just disintegrated. That could be an opportunity for us.
For you?
Well, for me in particular.
Yeah. Good
Aren't we going to
opportunity
do
for
Crusader
Jerusalem,
Crusades?
anyways.
Yeah, Dad, I think you
Yeah,
should
Crusade,
do
that was
crusading.
fun.
I am not gonna.
Hmm.
I like my next war will probably be to consolidate, like get the Shield Drift going in Italy, because the stupid heel of the boot is still the heel of the boot.
Mhm.
But you are very welcome to do your thing in the, because you have that Tripoli. I'll definitely support you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, my liege.
What if like pay your money now and you will declare? Oh, why are you in debt and you didn't tell me?
I just noticed that. I'm not entirely sure. It was I think it was an event when I was finishing up my university visit that wiped me out.
All that
Oh,
booze.
thank you, Ryan.
It's all that Raiders tears.
Yeah, expensive stuff, I suppose.
Ever since you'd lost the brewery rights, eh? Dark days, dark days.
Holy crap, game. Calm down on your siege ticks, please, thanks.
Game says
Only
no.
siege sticks.
Oh, it got like, it's going up so quickly. It's going up by like +3 every tick on my capital.
Wow. He's not actually that bad.
Duchy of Angria, what's happening?
They're very
Angevin
angry.
claim
Yeah.
on it's an internal war inside you, I think. Let's see, what are you doing? I am just gonna say yes and not do anything. Then if they get miffed, I'm just send the money, I guess. What is this war? So Anju is fighting against Angria, and none of them are connected to you anyways. No. So I'll just
Sorry, Angst, where is this? Are you talking about something in our territory somewhere?
there's some
Hmm.
apparently a civil, not a civil war, but something fighting inside Ryan that I'm not gonna bother with much.
Inside of Ryan.
All right.
Oh my.
Oh, okay. I don't want to kill.
Yeah, like I don't want to spend money on that war. Like I'll send them money if they ask for it, but beyond that, I'm just not gonna do anything. I have other things to spend money on.
Yeah. Interestingly, Angst, I have a claim on that. So with the boot of Italy, whatever you call it, not the toe, the heel.
Yeah.
The heel of Italy. So I could start a war for that.
I don't think you can call me in. If you want to do it, then go ahead. I am. Let's see. They have a total of 20,000 troops. You have more. I can just bankroll you for that. If you want to go for it, like I don't much care who gives it, as long as it starts to shoot drifting, then I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I might go for it then. I've got the Duke of Friuli. That guy in Italy, he's got about like 5,500 troops, so he might be able to help me as well.
The AI has made a fatal mistake. It tried to siege multiple places at once.
That's not usually smart.
You've met the AI, right?
Yes, I'm very aware Paradox AI has still made a fatal mistake. Well, at least I'm getting a lot of fame for murdering my own people repeatedly.
Weird, awkward question. So how did you become so famous? Well,
Oh, my game is get my ICTD'd.
Oh,
Oh, we should
Gag.
wait until the game updates with it, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan left the game.
I'll get some water then.
Interesting. I could actually call some of my house members to this war against the Byzantines. Like the people living in England and the Rhine's Empire. So that's interesting. It would cost, what was it going to cost? Renown, I think, to do that.
Yep, usually.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like the crash desktop also yeeted my Discord. Luckily, I'm speaking on my Mac, so I didn't leave the call. Have any of you heard about the game Ultimate General American Revolution?
Nope.
It looks really good. Well, it looks like it has a lot of potential. It's a real-time strategy game, like in the same way all these in the same way Paradox games are real-time strategy games. But you can also go in and fight the individual battles on as far as I can tell, world map on a map based on where the battle's happening in the world.
Yeah.
It looks really cool, and I'm someone who played and still plays Ultimate General Civil War, so I'm very excited.
I'm back.
No.
I'm still. Oh, hi. You know what? Okay. I'm joining. At least. Oh, I did look on my computer to see if I could find something that was consistently running at about this time, and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, because it usually crashes around here, right?
Yeah, like 5 to 5:15.
Yeah, it's very strange. Like honestly, there probably is something, but some stuff like that can be very hard to figure out.
hmm Who knows? Maybe it's a process one of my parents have going where like they upload or download the code.
Yeah, like I had a issue, so I got like an external sound card for some sound stuff, right? It's like used, but it should work, right? So I started into the computer, and then the computer just crashed. And I'm like, what? Okay, so maybe the sound card is broken because I got it used, right? But after some digging, I found out it was a leftover file of McAfee from like 8 years ago that blocked that specific sound card. So I had to get like because I don't have McAfee antivirus at the moment. So I had to get like a third party and a third program to specifically remove that file from somewhere within Windows. Like, right?
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, sound card works now. I was like very what's it called, elated, just happy, like, oh my god, I am so smart, five brain, when I figured out how to do it. But you know, it can be something very strange, like some random program that just does an update in a file somewhere, or yeah, if your parents like are doing something with the internet and you're having a program that does something, then just balk. Yeah. It's really weird.
Because there are days where it's fine. That's the
Yeah.
weirdest thing. Which might mean that my parents one of my parents uploads the code at about 5 o'clock, and that would account for the randomness of it. I'm in.
You're in. Is everyone ready to unpause? Like unpause, I believe.
No, I unpaused.
I'm going to try and prop up my stupid grandson who can't keep his goddamn kingdom together. Please take the money, grandson.
Please don't desync. I think I'm in sync.
I prefer
I'm getting a whole
InSync,
bunch
honestly.
of stuff.
Wait, what? Sheriff and conquest of... How did I get that land? I don't want to... Okay. That is just... How did I get that?
My dynasty has a kid. I'm up to 28 living members. Yay!
I'm just surprised I have 122 living members throughout 5 houses. I genuinely did not expect that.
Why did you give up your only defensive? Okay.
AI just do be like that. Which one of these loser armies has the... Ah, of course. The ones that don't have generals on them are the ones that have the siege equipment. You there, and the other 2 armies with siege equipment go there. Oh hey, I actually got a good nickname. Shame I'm already 63 and won't be able to enjoy it for very long, but I'm now known as Ironside.
That sounds like a good nickname for like once we have cannons and battleships. So
Aren't you also fighting the Reach now?
wait, you are? That's not
Yeah.
good. Romance my wife successfully. 25% chance. Mm. Failed.
Like I'm not attacking them. They're just gonna do their thing. I think my ally is gonna lose, and it's just how it is.
I want the next month to take over at some point. Just need one more month tick, and then I can go on this grand tour that I planned out.
Yeah, I finished Minorialism now that I don't have the money to get building upgrades.
Well, now you just have to wait to get those building upgrades. Well, I failed to romance my wife, but she's pregnant anyways.
Do we need to talk about tea?
What?
Or how genetics work.
Well, if the baby comes out well, I'll claim it as my own and deny any accusations that it's anybody else's.
Oh, like that. All right. I'm trying so hard to save this stupid kid from this war.
Yes, AI, being consistent so I can actually siege a territory in this war. It, like, 79% of my war score, which happens... No. I don't know why I only have 79% when I clearly have more than 79%. Anyway, 79% of my... Oh, wait, no, I'm reading wrong. You could tell I've been up for, like, 18 hours. 41% of my war score in this war, which is half of my war score, is from battles won.
Nice. Still winning every battle, but not getting many sieges. Losing
Yeah,
many
because
sieges?
I have to keep responding to them, because the moment they siege something, it's going to be terrifying. Especially when they go directly to siege my capital.
Yeah.
I seized the lucky Lithuanian coin. Well, it wasn't that lucky if I seized it, now is it? already have ailing with age. Jesus Christ. I may as well get drunkard so I can de-stress a little bit.
Hmm.
As soon as this war is over and I tear everything that I want to away from people, immediate feast.
Yeah, because drunkard gives you so much stress relief from feasts.
Even just the fact that I'm level 2 stress from, having to cause a civil war.
Hmm.
It's like if I didn't purposely cause the civil war, it would be even worse.
Oh my god, +1 domain limit brooch.
Oh my god.
What do I want? No, I want all of the learning. What? Oh, I want this. I don't know what. God damn it.
Oh, I
Let's just
know.
drop one of.
You are really... Oh, they're both +2.
I'll
Oh my
sacrifice one
god,
of
you
the
have so
+2
much
things.
learning.
Yeah. I'll sacrifice a bit of learning. You know, my take is kind of fine. It's kind of fine. I'll get the +1 domain limit brooch. That was a good investment.
Yeah, wow. Hopefully I can hold another Mystic nope.
I guess do I want to
Once I
keep
finish this
Napoli
Mystic
then?
I'll hold another Mystic Communion, I guess.
This army was almost good enough to fight them at 2v1. Almost. But reinforcements are coming. This army just kind of stopped them from finishing a siege while everyone else came in.
My player out.
do
Just
do
got so
I-
brutally mauled. And
do I
don't
really
have a
want-
good-
Do I really want to marry into the Byzantine Empire and get an alliance with them? I'm not sure if that's the best idea.
Can you get it onto your side?
No, it's that he wants my niece because he's 59 and his queen died.
Oh, well that's fine.
Yeah, I just wasn't
I don't
sure
know.
about how many other people are going to be bumping into the Byzantines soon.
Here's some money, Dad. Oh, you're fighting for Lega? Thank God. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Alish. Thank you. I'm currently fighting a critical battle on the coast of, I don't know what you call it, the Adriatic over here, south of Croatia. It was kind of clutch, but now winning
Oh, I see.
decisively.
I'm sending you some money, by the way.
Thank you.
There
Thank
goes
you,
a lot
Manish.
of space. That's good. No problem.
I was thinking I'll just give this to some random guy and make them independent of my realm, and then you can give it to whoever.
Yeah, I think I can think we have to forcefully release it or something for that to go smoothly. But
I'll see what I can do. I'm not really interested in holding land there, but I was like,
yeah, we'll see. Yeah, just give it to someone. Someone in your dynasty, I guess. Someone of mine. I don't know. One of those. But I don't think we can transfer it. I think you have to control it as a vassal, I guess. I don't think I can.
all right.
Oh wow, I got inspired by Cultural Parade. Plus 10% holding taxes. Plus 15 popular opinion. Wow, that's powerful.
What happened to your income?
My Mine?
Yeah.
I had a few problems, such as, I'm no longer greedy. I have only 30 stewardship instead of the 38 I had before. And I think I have a couple other debuffs to income in certain places. It hasn't been a great life so far. But yeah, I'll remember I'm making like plus 50% on my last character from greedy and golden and
yeah.
gold, whatever it is.
Makes sense.
Oh, I have a daughter. Well, ain't that great?
Like how the AI decided to have one single army, not join the rest of the fighting. Therefore,
Also, here's some more money, hobo.
take a single siege to extend the war. Sure. Like, I would have won by now if they didn't just have one random army split off to siege something.
Well, you are getting ticking war scores, so it'll be soon.
Yeah, it's just not soon enough.
It's actually an insane civil war you're facing.
Yeah, I had to hire 3 separate mercenary armies for that, by the way. 2 small ones. 2 small ones. And one that was like 2,500 people. Ryan, go away.
What? What did I do?
My wife has cancer, and I know it was you.
Oh, no, I do not have an infectious cancer. I have a congenital cancer.
Doesn't matter. Still your fault.
Like it's a civil war that I caused, but I physically had to because I had 2 territories. The rest went to 3 other people that there was no easy way to murder up the line to get. Because some of them had like 4 children. I chose the faster but infinitely more painful option.
Where do you get wheat seeds?
Gee, I can't imagine what game Laz might be playing where you'd ask where you get wheat seeds.
No idea.
There might be these strange merchants around who will buy your livestock in exchange for seeds to plant the fields for your peasants.
Heresy.
Ticking war score done. Give me my land! Alright, first things first. You revoke Ryazan. Mr. Basilius, could you not? Who are you fighting?
I really used up all that wood.
No. No, I had a feeling he was going to do that. No, I refuse. Decline.
Oh god, I just had a case. I just got seduced. Someone successfully seduced me on the road.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the thing that was already happening. You know, I specifically asked that and no one mentioned it, and then as soon as my war ends, the second my war ends, the Byzantine Empire tries to call me in the war to fight the Haft.
Right.
I mean, you
I mean, feel free.
No, I already refused.
You can honor your agreement, and we can just agree not to fight each other, or we can fight each other if you wish.
No, I
I'll
already
not begrudge you.
refused. It's too late. Oh my God. That's exactly what I was afraid of. God. Wait, no, he didn't join the Civil War. Did he? No. Give me... He's not even going to accept. I'm not going to cause a second Civil War just to get all my land game, but come on.
They are required to accept only if they are imprisoned.
Yeah, that's the thing. My other 2 remaining territories are owned by someone who's not in prison. Although he only has 1 child. What is the secession for this? Never mind, it's super lime.
Just imagine if you had a pet cat and it rejected you. Oh my days. Poor child.
So you have chosen death. Come here! I tried to revoke the other 2 territories, and the dude still said no. But he's the only one who can actually revolt, so screw him. I could try and get more of my actual kingdom title with 11 size. Do I want to? That's kind of an area that's already owned by a lot. You know what? You only YOLO once. It's 88%. What's the worst that could happen, right? I fight 2 civil wars? I've already been in civil wars. There we go. Gave me what I demanded. As he should have.
Theft is the code.
We are over time. Does anyone have something that they need to do?
I'm in a war at the moment. That's about it.
Oh, I was
You-
saying that they need to do that would take them away from the game.
No.
Cool.
Yeah, because I see I can't grant independence to
Nope.
person I
There's
gave
no reason.
territory to because I'm not independent myself. So yeah.
It
I
is.
guess you could revoke it from me though, and I just accept,
I
but it would still
I
give
think.
you tyranny, right? If you did that.
Yeah, I don't want a tyranny. You'll just have that now,
Yeah.
for now
Okay.
at least. Um,
But yeah, like I say, happy to get rid of that if there's a way at some point. But yeah, borders look a little bit nicer now. I like it. You've got all of Italy.
yes, and I will start the shield drifting. Yes, 100 years.
It's been rough seeing that tiny bit of Italy that wasn't part of your empire.
Yeah, I should have done something earlier. I was just fighting an empire using a wartime for like that heal. It's but
You know, this very much looks like what World War II would have been if France and Italy had carved up Europe instead of Germany and Italy.
Hmm.
yeah. Oh no, Bavaria died. What now? Do you hate me too? No, you like me. Good.
And then we've got the Russians, who we don't want to fight due to them being very powerful, or rather, due to them having awful land to
Yeah,
run through as Russians.
I'm not gonna get involved in that. Like what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Oh yes, this thing. What should I go for next as a Dynasty legacy?
What do you have now?
I have completed Blood and Law.
Activities.
Activities.
Yeah, you can. It makes a lot of things way cheaper and stronger.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Especially like walking the sacred path, which gives you pilgrim trade experience and traveler trade experience. Also, +2 learning per holy site of your faith visited, up to a maximum of 10. That's pretty good. There are enough bonuses in this game at this point that I can't remember them all.
Yeah. Common states. Yeah, I filled out erudition of law, and now I'm going for blood finally because all of my family has started to become not genius and inbred, and that's not really a good combination.
Wait, they're not genius and they're inbred?
Yeah, like
Oh
my
my
heir
God.
is ugly. Like, it's not
my God.
inbred per se, but it's not great.
No, those are traits usually gotten from inbreeding.
Yeah, exactly. That's that's not good. Yeah, my kid is finally winning the war. I only took like 3,000 gold or something.
There
Well,
was a task that you could set your marshal to that was just increase control in county wherever you can.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I decided one civil war was good, 2 civil war was better. What if I just kept the ball rolling to forcibly shape the country in the image that I want?
It's very Russian of you. Let's just say that.
Fortunately, so many people are unable to rebel that most of the country couldn't join Civil War number 3 or 4. Civil War number 3 was just one dude, barely counts as Civil Wars to Rebellion. Civil War number 4, though, a little bit challenging, but well, we'll see if the ally from the middle of effing nowhere will actually waddle his butt over here or not.
And he waddled away, waddle, waddle.
Waddle, waddle.
And he waddled away, waddle, waddle. Till the very next day. Do, 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 do.
I've noticed one issue with my army setup, and that's that I half my regiments, well, half my men at arms regiments are catapults, so mangonels technically, but they're siege instead of something more useful. Except, siege is useful.
Basically, Lotharingia offered to take one of my nieces, so I'm like, why not? Come over here and help me punch myself. Technically, I could call the Byzantines too, but I don't think that's necessary at the moment.
I just had a son who despite having the possibility of being inbred, has genius, robust, and comely. Oh yeah, I can add another Oh wait,
Wow, it didn't
You're
occur to
kidding me.
me that
charitable? That's what the AI did in the 3 seconds I was gone, apparently. Or rather, when I was incapable, that's what the AI got. The AI is getting charitable for my culture.
Oh, wait.
it knows how many gifts you've been giving out.
God,
True, actually.
that is okay.
The rules of this culture use the send gift interaction more often. That could be very good for me. How's the Pope doing on money right now? Only halfway there. Never gonna get there.
Yeah, people are following gold out of him a lot. Like, I'm actually, what's his income right now? Actually, it hasn't increased that much. I really improved a lot of.
Is the Pope halfway there?
Yep.
Perhaps even living on a prayer?
No, he's no longer halfway there.
Living on a prayer.
He is living on a prayer, though.
Oh yeah. Let's see, I need 2 more universities, I think, here, which is a Pope land. It's never gonna happen. What's his level of fame even? And then there's Turin, which might happen.
Why are there so many criminals I can pardon? No, you're my vassal. You're my vassal. You're my vassal.
Everyone's my vassal.
You know what? I'm just gonna forgive all their crimes. Oh hey, someone's gifting me an artifact worth 40 gold. I'll sell that for you. Oh, and the Pope's down to 500 gold.
Holy war staffed. Nice. It's like looking away for a minute, and Daft is just in like four wars on purpose. Interesting.
Wait, who are you warring with?
Daft is invading Syria.
Oh!
Also, Daft, you're muted, I think, if you're talking.
No, sorry, I was just AFK for a moment. I was getting my dressing gown on because it's quite cold in my room here. Comfy clothes. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, I started several wars at once.
Yeah.
Everything's fine, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll be completely
And
fine here.
they're actually fighting each other as well. It's kind of crazy over here.
That makes sense. We should, never mind.
But yeah, I realise it's getting a bit late. So happy to stop whenever you guys are, but equally happy to carry on.
I am going to be in this for a while longer, so yeah.
I'm
By the way,
in no rush personally.
Flanker, I haven't heard Flanker speak for a while. I don't know if you've just not been wanting to speak or there's an issue.
No, I'm actually in the midst of setting up all of our streams for tomorrow.
Ah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 streams.
Whoa.
We got guilds.
You have three. You already have 3. What's it called? Attacks. Wow.
Yep.
I guess that's because you limit all your stuff to your culture to only places with high development.
Yes, very much.
What do you mean,
You get
text?
pike columns? Oh, that's cool.
I mean, yeah, but you can't earn money from that.
Succumb to fatal apoplexy. What's apoplexy?
Apocalypse.
I was wondering the same thing. I remember I looked it up one time, but I can't remember what the definition was. I just vaguely remember it might be basically the term for what we would call a heart attack, but they didn't have the terminology for it at the time.
Oh. But they do say heart failure sometimes.
Ah. Oh, that's true, actually,
And
yeah.
not-
Probably when they die clutching their chest, they realise it's the heart.
Oh, no, they're going to destroy my onagers here. Gosh darn it.
Oh, it sucks.
I guess this war will be going on for a while. Yep, should never leave onagers unattended.
Usually, no.
Fresh coffee made by
crap.
Unholy Cookie V1. Message: don't overwork yourself. You old classic man. You are longer needed, so don't stress yourself out with much streams capper. We wanna watch you suffer longer. Not die that quick like your CK3
No,
one
actually,
with the chicken
strangely,
bone.
all the onagers survived. Maybe it's because I did have some levies with them, and the levies probably soaked
Thank
up
you,
all the
Cookie.
damage.
Flanker, get some coffee.
Yes.
Hey, I reduced my stress level finally.
I need to.
Deft, I'm sorry about this war, getting your stuff sieged, I guess. Yeah.
I
What's
guess
that?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I
Apparently
wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, the angrier thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it's my
You're not
German
gonna lose
buffaloes over
anything.
there.
You're just gonna get
No.
some slight income loss, I guess.
Who's this guy?
If you get into money trouble, let me know, by the way. You seem to be fine. You can be
Yeah, Duke Philibert. I don't really care about him. Fine.
Oh, wow. My air is Midas touched. Always a good start.
Nice.
Now it's finding me a nice bride.
My uncle and heir is still brutally mauled. It hasn't healed.
Good news, I'm able to run this war on a negative 0.8 deficient with no mercenaries. So I have most of my land back and most of the kingdom on my side, even if half the kingdom is in jail right now and forced to pay me taxes. You know.
I'm in jail, sir. Do I have to pay tax? Yes.
Well, without upkeep, the prison would fold, and if there's no prison, then there's no prisoners. You'll let us go? That is not what I said. That is not what I said.
I gained well over 1,000 renown throughout that tactation tour. Just getting several 150 renown events. Throughout that tactation tour. Just getting several 150
People
renown
keep
events.
sending me. Wait for this feast to be over so I can actually marry
Wait for
off
this
my
feast
son.
to start. I'm almost dead due to stress. Need to invite less people, I think.
There's only 46 days to go.
Ooh, one of my vassals has a claim on the whole kingdom of Norway. Well, two of them do. I'll use this guy's claim.
It'd be nice to have that because I don't like the the weird borders there, so it makes me very happy.
Pardon me.
The weird borders of Norway existing on a map, says the Dane.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you have one county of Norway, and I want that to start the Zor drifting.
Wait, I have one county?
Yeah, one of the islands.
When did that happen? What the
I
hell?
don't know.
I didn't even know. Shitlands, god damn it.
He got that island preemptively to exile the Pope to.
Oh, No, we need a good pope, but that could be funny. Yeah, to just
No,
stuck him up there again.
just referencing that because that's what I did last.
Yeah. Oh god.
I remember the Pope ended up so far away that I couldn't even get what's it called from him. I couldn't even get payment from him.
Yeah, just exile him to Iceland so only England can interact with him and get money from him.
Yes.
I would like to say the Pope is doing quite well, and every time I build a temple, he takes it over. So. Yeah.
Ooh, sweet! I captured. I captured the prince, so I can just instantly end the war. Always fun.
Nice.
And that is another one of Daft's dynasty as a king.
Oh my
What's your
goodness, really?
what are your stats? For like emperors, kings, etc. Daft.
Let's see. Well, obviously there's me as a king. I have to mouse over this thing. It's a bit awkward.
Yeah, just mouse over now.
There's a King Waldred of the Lannisters. That's over in England. King Nicholas of Norway. So I have 3 kings. Sorry, 4 kings, because there's also my player heir who's in Poland right now.
What I was asking for was for you to hover over renown, then go to the mount that you're gaining.
All right,
And
yeah.
it'll tell you-
Gaining 16.44 per month.
Right. And if you mouse over that number,
Yeah, that's sorry. Yeah, so I was looking that up before, so it shows me like the different kings and stuff that are contributing to that.
do you have any accounts?
Yeah, there's a few counts there. Sorry, Brian. I'm I'm actually fighting 2 different wars right now, so
Oh,
I have to look at my troops. I think it's going okay. I was in four different wars, but managed to win 2 of them. Not that I'm a bad guy or anything. It's
Of course not.
peacekeeping
Oh my God.
operations.
I have a masterwork weapon, the Holy Stick. +2 learning, +5% learning lifestyle experience.
Ooh, I have one of
Ace,
those
do you
too.
want it?
I have it.
Oh, you
I have one already.
I think
I already
Flanker would
have one.
like it. He's a learning character.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Flanker wants stick. Is it good?
I prefer having crazy high prowess, anyways.
Is there anything you can actually teach Flanker? I mean, can't teach an old dog new tricks and everything.
He's been around for years, mate.
I
Well, look,
am
lockdown was
going-
hard, man.
I am going to destroy you, you crappy freaking video game. War
This is
invalidate.
none of us. What?
War invalidated because
Uh,
the person died. The person that I'm trying to take a territory from died. Therefore, the war is invalidated.
I had that with a once in a lifetime war. My last lifetime sucked. How's it going? It's going, Deadsy. I am in a little bit of trouble at the moment.
Even more people join this one because I'm not having that land not given to me. You, Byzantine man, come over here. Bring your 19,000 to do this for me. Byzantines, why do you own a random territory in the middle of Russia? Where
for
did-
jumping
where
off point.
They just own like a random territory in the Siberian forest.
Wow.
Why not?
I can think of several reasons.
Mostly just to annoy you.
Hopefully, bringing in the Byzantines with their 19,000 will just make this easy, and I won't have to worry about it too much.
Someone just got their a county vassal got their vassal rights changed to guaranteed council position. Where the heck is he? Who can I give you to?
Yeah, the person who had that on in my territory, I just told them kindly to be a vassal of someone else. It wasn't my problem. Bye bye now. It's so stupid that you can't renegotiate contracts, or they just don't get set to default. Oh, husband died.
There we
Is it
go.
the one? Still
I
feeling
have
fine.
just given him to somebody else so that they can deal with him.
I died suddenly.
Ooh,
Oh,
I died of
I'm old
old age, really? I was 64.
Yeah,
That's
64.
not very old.
that sucks.
well, please accept the next spy master position. Daft is apparently a super spy always, so
It's amazing
They should
what people
nickname
will
him
tell you after
007.
they've either been drinking Raiders Tears or will are threatened with becoming an ingredient in Raiders Tears.
I know it's threatening them to drink Raiders Tears. That's why it's so successful seller.
Becoming.
Can't get that bit of information out of your colleague. Force them to drink Raiders Tears.
Oh my god, I'm getting lucky with my kids. I have 3 daughters and a son, so I don't have to disinherit anyone. I'm not even gonna disinherit anyone, I don't think.
Oh,
Thanks. I'm gonna declare war on you for that one county.
Alright.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Oh, wow, interesting. Yeah, Poland became
Wait, I
a
think I
primary
forgot to
supply
click
channel.
something here. Okay, air troops.
How do
Oh,
I
wait, what?
make primary?
Push Angria. Okay, can I just surrender?
The title itself, I wanted that to go to you.
It also meant you got the other thing invalidated, which is great. So I don't have to look at that war anymore.
What?
I was fighting one of your
My
vessels or something. I don't know.
internet's dying for some reason. Yeah, the voice connected, like buzz, keep going down to 2 buzz.
Oh, brilliant. We get household soldiers in 2 years.
It should be a Discord thing, I think, because
Yeah, everyone's sounding a bit robotic to me.
Maybe it is then. That makes sense.
Before he dies.
I'm back up to 100 gold per month now.
ooh,
Can someone murder the King of Leon? I'm gonna start a scheme and see if I can hire some. Nope, no one will be can be bribed for me.
do you mind if I do sure also for Boleslav or something? You know, the spots inside here. Fine.
Where?
You have like 2 spots inside that land that I want to.
Oh, sure. I don't care about those.
I'll declare in a moment. I need to go home first.
Okay. I need to get going to plan dinner. So
Right.
can we start saving up?
In about 3 minutes, maybe. I'm in the middle of something now, so
Okay.
you guys want to carry on.
Why can't I declare a war? Rude.
Thanks. Are you gonna declare the worst? The war.
All right.
Yes.
Why am I not home yet? I'm still traveling. But let's see here. Yeah, it will happen before we shut down.
$150 renown. Oh, yes. Not very often that I throw these weddings, but when I do, they seem to go off quite well.
Okay. I'm gonna declare for one of these. Let's see.
Oh, can you not declare
Pure
for both?
county. Oh, I
Or
don't
is that,
think I can.
Okay.
Let's see here. This. Sister sure, and I'll go for Boleslav. Yes.
Surrender sent.
I don't. That's weird. I don't see it. Oh, that is. Not that I should have this. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks.
Not one of them. I do need to get going though. Okay, so can we pause and save?
Brian, I'm really sorry. I can't. I'm literally in the middle of something. I can't do it for another few. When you guys tried to continue, I had to get on with the piece. So,
Oh, okay.
if you want to quit and have the AI take over for a short period, feel free.
What could the AI do? They do all sorts of crazy things.
Right.
Yeah. I do have to get going.
Cool. Okay. Well, thanks for the games, Ryan.
Thanks for the game. Yeah, thanks for the game. It was awesome.
See you next
See you
time.
later, mate.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
save it up now. I've just quit one, so I can do that. Cool. Okay, well, I'll let you all get on with your evenings, and we'll be back tomorrow with 6 streams. With Farming Sim.
6 streams.
Yep. Father's Frontier, Farming Sim, Satisfactory, and Factory Friday. The launch of at least one new server tomorrow. And then we'll have Armour tomorrow night at 8 till 10. All the details
Awesome.
streams are on the Discord.
Later, guys. I think I'm just going to wrap up my Power World bit.
GG, thanks for the games.
Yeah. Do you have Power World, Dad?
No, I'm still on the fence about it. It's interesting, but I've never been a Pokemon player, and the whole like.
I've
capturing
literally
animals
never played a Pokemon game. It is a
Mate, honestly,
fine
it's-
collectible kind of Arc-like Bible game.
I mean, you've played Valheim, haven't you, Daft?
Yeah, the thing with Valheim for me is that anytime I've got into it, has always been at sort of tail end of one of the servers being active, and then I was like nobody there. I kind of missed a boat on Valheim. The interesting
Oh.
concept. I like the base building and everything.
Well, that's fair enough. I mean, I can understand where you're coming from.
I suppose it's still a decent game
Valheim's
single
such
player.
a pain in the ass for other people, for being frank. Because some
It
people
is.
want to power through everything, and everyone on the server levels at the same time.
Hmm.
So,
That was
And
another
all the,
issue. Yeah, like I mean, I never really played it enough to get into that, but I know I'm in conversation with a couple of people, and it was it was something like after anyone on the server had beaten some of the bosses, that it was like the leveling up thing, which made it more difficult for everyone, and also if anyone else wanted to get the items that you get from that boss, they had to travel really far across the world to find like another boss to fight or something like that. I may be like scrambling what I was told at the time in my brain, but Yeah, something
It's
along those
definitely a
lines.
server you had to have sessions for. I'll be back in just a second, chaps. Those watching on the on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you wouldn't mind doing the like and subscribe, it would really help. Those watching on Twitch, we're going to go raiding the one and only Woe Jess. So if you wouldn't mind going over for the raid, it would be very much appreciated as well. Let's do that, and come on, Twitch. If you had a pro streamer, this wouldn't be a problem. Cool, and I'll see you all on Discord for tomorrow, which is a very full schedule. That's Father's Frontier, followed by Farming Sim, Satisfactory for our Factory Friday. First Play Friday, we'll be playing some Enshrouded and launching the server for that. And then we'll have Armor 3 a little bit later on. But for now, have a wonderful evening. We're raiding on the Imaflanker.